turn some shit on. Turn it on. I got and we're on. Are we on? Nope. Still no one understands what that is from. Never will, honestly.
Okay, is this alright, cool.
Alright, cool. That's cool and good. Something, you know what that means. It's not
It's
Wednesday.
Thursday.
It's Thursday.
It's okay, off to a great start.
This is so good. I've never seen two well podcasting friends. Always one of them gotta be stupid. At least.
Yeah, you say that like we're not both just fucking dumbasses. Oh, I'm not supposed to cuss on Twitch.
Oh, it's fine. This is a
Alright.
18. I always put my streams at 18 plus. So if kids click onto it, their fault. Second, like,
Who the fuck is gonna be watching this who's a child?
truly and honestly, like, who the fuck's gonna be watching this? End of the sentence.
It's gonna be our friends who we peer pressured into watching us do dumb shit.
I called the cops. Ah! No, not the fucking fuzz, dude. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Recap. I know. There wasn't one last week, but I think there was one the week before. I don't fucking remember when Winter is Coming was.
I think we skipped 2 weeks.
Because I
There
know
was
we
at least
skipped New
one.
Year's.
There was at least 1 week when I texted you and I was like, "Hey, do you want to do a recap?" And you were like, "Nah, I don't feel like it." So
That's my reaction like 90% of the time, because I'm just like, I have no energy to be funny and like turn it on for the camera for like 2 hours. Secret surprise, I'm not actually this excitable in real life. I'm actually quite boring. Where are my glasses? Oh, I can't find
should I bust out my old man reading glasses for this?
if you'd like to. I'm gonna wear these.
I'd have I'd have to get them from the other room, so I'm not gonna do that, or at least not for now.
Icon boy.
Oh, I like your Homestuck glasses.
Shut the fuck up. Orange is Dave from Homestuck.
It's so true, though. It really
They're the
is.
same character, are they not? I've never even read Homestuck. That's not true. I've read a little bit of Homestuck. Like a little bit.
I unfortunately have read all of Homestuck. It wasn't a good decision.
You
We're
know
not here to
what?
talk about that.
Yeah, that's not what this podcast is about. Tonight, we will be speaking on so you know how there's always like those like 4 like dude bro assholes that have a podcast together instead of having a job? We have 2 dumbasses on a podcast that makes no money, but
We both have jobs, though.
this is true. We have yeah, keep your day job.
Yeah, we're really raking in the big bucks at Starbucks and GameStop.
Truly and honestly. Um this week's episode of Recap is not sponsored. Also, I forgot to do my normal hello. Hi, welcome. I'm Liz. August is back as a co-host, and today we are going to be talking about the oh god damn it. Hey all, Liz here, and this is bad. Really bad. Let me just become I'll just turn
Hi,
into
welcome to Game Theory.
Welcome to Game Theory, and today we're talking about video games. Today we're talking about Undertale. Kidding. I finished my
We're talking
Undertale.
about Five Nights at Freddy's.
Shut up. I will actually sit here and just like don't don't Gregory. Okay, that's enough. I don't have a candle burning, so I can't do candle of the day. This is the first time I've ever fucked that up in like 3 years. I don't have a candle burning, but today's drink of the day is strawberry Yakult tea with boba.
And also Earl Grey.
And also Earl Grey.
Tea.
We're strapped up. I keep that tea on me. I'm so stupid. Today we're gonna be
in
talking
my
about
cat mug.
a cat mug. Today we're gonna be talking about AEW Dynamite. I don't think this show had a specific name. I think it was just like the first Dynamite of TBS era, first show of 2022.
Yeah, I think it was just another Dynamite, but also on TBS.
It was also TBS is cursed. I'm already telling you this right now for many reasons. It's not only cursed, but it's also just like it's good and then it's not. We'll get into it.
Okay, I don't have cable and I haven't watched broadcast television in a good 5 years. Is TBS a bigger network, like bigger channel than TNT? Is it like a big deal?
So, like, technically, like, they're owned by the same company. They're both owned by Turner Broadcast, because like, it's, like, Turner Networking Television and Turner Broadcast System. Like, they're owned by the same company. But, like, one, I feel like more people watch because, like, TNT is kinda like, you watch The Accountant and Ready Player One, and that's it. That's all they have are just, like, blockbuster movies. And somehow,
Mhm.
I hate those movies with, like, a burning passion, genuinely and honestly.
Yeah,
Also, they
I
played the
remember
Meg sometimes, but
on the Christmas show, it was like an hour later than usual. So I like or like it was an hour different. So I went to the completely 100% legal legitimate stream that I watched, and they were just playing like a Medea Christmas, and it's like, okay, so this is the content that we're working with.
Dr. Xander ED Xandered sure, I'm stupid. Za Z Dr. X Andre? I don't know, I'm really sorry, I'm just gonna call you doctor, that's cool. Welcome to the
Is
stream, thank
this
you for, following a shit dog. That's a, don't drink your, I am sitting here not knowing how to do
who the
anything.
fuck is actually watching this? That's probably not something that I should say to our lovely
No, I
friends
say
and
that all the
viewers.
time. I'm like, why
Um,
is anyone watching this? Why are you go do some it's, um I have fog brain. I don't remember what I'm supposed to say to people who follow. I do this for a living.
yeah, like you make any money off this.
I have not made a single dime yet.
Which doesn't have anything to do with the fact that you just
Slurp
completely
that
stopped streaming
following
for like
boy
8 months.
juice. Thank you, Daisy. Daisy coming in the clutch. It's slurp that following boy juice. Get that sippy sip. You can have some nice peach tea on your front porch. You can have some orange juice. I will have some of this. Could not tell you why I remember that. I think it's because you are more tuned in and a bigger part of this channel than me. Daisy's
I
actually my
think
manager. Like Daisy is my Vicky Guerrero.
I
Banger
was gonna
theme.
say Daisy is your Don Callis, but I feel like that's an insult.
That would be an insult. I would never
That's
call you
definitely an insult.
I would never say I would I would never say 69 me Don. Ew. Ew.
What?
Kenny said that. Did you We're going off topic. Did you know
I
he said that on live television?
no, I missed this.
This was like the week after Revolution, after like the fucking exploding barbed wire match and like there was that whole thing and it went real terrible and there were sparklers and
We
everyone
still
was
need to
like
watch that at some point.
it's we do. um It was so much all at once, and the next week, like, they were making fun of Eddie for coming out to protect John, and he was like, "Oh, the countdown's going down! Oh, I need protection!" And Kenny screams into the mic, "69 me, Don!" And then he does. He lays down on the mat like this, and Don lays down like this, and they were like and I was like, "This is
Okay, we're off to a great start. Let's fucking go.
let's fucking go. I love I hate this shit. So, tonight's
I
episode
really hope nobody I know is watching this. I say that knowing full well that everyone watching this are friends who we
are
harassed into
just people
watching
that I
this.
know. Like, this is just me talking on the internet to my friends, and then sometimes people watch the playback and they're like, I don't know who this stupid idiot is." And I'm like, "Me neither." Um, Dynamite was yesterday evening. Who's the
Mhm.
guest, by the way? I missed the intro. Oh, yeah, Daisy wasn't here last time you were here. This is August, my friend. August's first ever wrestling show was AEW Full Gear. He saw it in person, and I told him the day that he went, you will never see. I'm sorry, but you've been spoiled. You'll never see a show better than this, and
Never gonna be this good again.
it really never
Um,
will.
and now this has consumed my entire life, and I entirely blame Liz for it.
It's
I'm
all my
making it
fault.
everybody's problem, but especially theirs.
It's always my problem, all the time. And I'm like, but
I
also finally, I broke my oximeters.
I DM you every day with more terrible hot takes.
But also, I usually agree wrestling is a cult.
It really
August is my homie. We got into a bar fight once. I'm very happy for you.
is. I don't know who this is.
That's fine. Let's not. It's cool. Welcome. Nice
Welcome,
burp.
hello, greetings and salutations.
Greetings and salutations, my beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of Recap because I'm trying to get this fucking horse steered to
The show on
water.
the road.
um, the January 5th edition of Dynamite began with the AEW World Title match, which had like this weird stipulation that ended up not mattering. I don't know why they
Which
did
I
it.
have some
It was
thoughts about that I will mention later.
okay. So this like the stipulation of this match was like, so if you didn't catch the last episode of Recap, which was for Winter is Coming, Hangman Adam Page, who is the AEW World Title holder, fought Brian Danielson, the American Dragon. I love him so much. I love him. They had a
Vegan
they had
American Dragon Brian Danielson.
the Jameric, Brian Danielson, the American Derrican. Jesus. Um, no.
They
I
fought
shouldn't
for
have
the
streamed while I had fog brain.
So, Hangman Adam Page fought Brian Danielson. Hangman is the AEW title holder, and Brian Danielson was trying to get the title from
Yeah,
him.
okay, there we
Um,
go, there we go.
and they fought. There was like several weeks of build up for this match, and Danielson like kicked all of Hangman's friends in the head, and it was a whole thing. And they were like going out every week and saying, "Let's fight right now," and then not actually doing it, and then they had the match, and it was like a big deal, and they fought for an hour, and then reached the hour-long time limit draw. Um, at the very end of the match, Hangman hit his finishing move, which is the buckshot lariat, where he flips over the ropes and then hits the guy in the head with his arm, and like started to pin him, and then the like ending bell rang. So everyone was saying like if the match had been like 2 seconds longer, he would have gotten the victory. Um, due to the championship shit, if a match comes to a draw, the previous title holder retains the belt. Um, so Hangman kept the belt, but then he felt bad about it because he was like, "Oh, I didn't like win it properly. It was just like a draw or whatever." So this week there was Hangman versus Danielson Part Two, and they set up that there was going to be a stipulation where they would have three judges sitting ringside. So if they came to another 60-minute time limit draw, the judges would determine who the winner was. Um, and that way they wouldn't have another tie. And Danielson is a petty bitch, basically.
I I can't tell you how proud I am to hear you explain all of that, but at the same time, I'm just like, this shit ain't my podcast now. I don't fucking work here.
I have
This
my anxious millennial cowboy shirt on. Like I'm taking over.
it truly and honestly, like if you we're gonna get you a Twitch channel, you're gonna surpass me in I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna get
get you
that ExpressVPN sponsorship that you lost.
I never had
I know.
ever. No one would ever sponsor me. Okay, so
Anyway,
that's all.
I don't know what just happened. I blacked out for about 2 minutes, and here we are.
How do you think I've ever explained anything in my life? That was the entire car ride to Minnesota. I blacked out, and by the end, you were like, "Oh, this is interesting," and I'm like, "Wow, that's cool." That is true, and they had the second match day. It did not go to a 60-minute time limit. I believe it was like a 27-minute match, something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
27, 28.
Uh, but they had Paul White and Mark Henry at ringside as the judges. Also, Jerry Lynn was there as like a tiebreaker if needed. And frankly, I just think Jerry Lynn is great. Hooray, Jerry Lynn. Um,
The other day we were just like talking and we were talking about like who we think the judges are gonna be and is it gonna be like the previous champions and what's gonna go on and that was just like some dudes.
it was just like Big Show fear. I know Big Show scribbling on a little board was so funny. He was just
they're
like
they're
like
really trying to promote Cody's TV show.
they were really trying to promote Go Big Show. That was funny. And then like, Brian Danielson would do something, like, he'd literally, like, for half the match, it is just him dog walking Adam Page, like, beating his ass, and Big Show is just like, scribbling furiously, like, "Oh, he put his fingers in his nose!" It was so funny
And
for no reason.
every single time Danielson did a cool move, he would like turn around and look at the judges like, "Did you see that? Did you see that?"
He's like, "Hey, hey, hey, give me more points, give me more points." It's am I the moment? I am. Uh, so as a quick kind of like overview of the match, because I again did not take notes, so I'm going off of what I remember, which is not good, especially
I
in this
have
state.
I have the ringside news page for the episode up in case I need to like check something.
That's a good idea. I do believe in stealing.
Here,
um,
I'll send you a link to this.
that's great. I absolutely can't use it because it'll mess up our setup of the
That's
cameras.
true. You have a point. Yeah.
It's cool. So Um, it kinda started about the same as the Winter is Coming match did, where, like, Adam's, like, really mad, and he's like, "Imma beat your ass!" And then Brian's just like, "Maybe not." And he'd, like, leave. Tesla is here. Hi, Stream Cat. Uh,
Tesla.
she's
Ooh,
right down
maybe
here,
we
baby
can get
girl.
a Sasha
Hi.
up here.
A Sasha. Oh my god. Sasha! Sasha
She's
appearance.
not she's not here right now, but maybe we can get one.
Maybe we can
We'll
get a
see.
Sasha.
Mhm.
We need some star power on this show. Um, it started out about the same with, like, Brian kind of be like, "Nah, I'm gonna roll out the ring. I don't really wanna fight you, but I actually do wanna fight you." Like, he was being very
He's doing his stupid
tsundere
little
about it.
jumping jacks.
Like, doing his mocking jumping jacks, like, "Ah, I got him!" And then, at some point, Adam gets busted open. Hangman starts bleeding from the head, and I'm like, "This
They
boy."
love making him bleed, and I love it when they make him bleed.
I am of two like thought processes here. One, Hangman bleeds more than Cody. I think I have physical proof now that he bleeds more than Cody does in matches. Not that I'm complaining, of course. And two, he is a great strawberry blonde. Think about it.
I
Think about
I
it.
firmly I firmly believe that every single person on the face of this earth looks better if they have at least a little bit of blood on their face. Um, and Hangman just proves that. Like, Liz showed me pictures of him before. So, like, at the show that we went to at Full Gear, Liz showed me like a couple of pictures of him beforehand, and I was kind of like, okay, he's all right. I don't really see the appeal. And then during that match, like he like gets his head split open, and he starts bleeding. I'm like, okay, well now I'm looking.
Well, now
Now
I
I
get
see it.
it.
Yeah, like, oh, okay, okay.
It makes sense now. It's clicked. Um,
Mhm.
so the match kind of goes on like that. Like they are brutal to each other.
Oh yes,
Like
they both are just like covered in blood. It is
they're
just like fucking
they
all
both
over the place.
they both have like almost like crimson masks. I think like by the time Brian started bleeding, a lot of Hangman's blood had dried to his face. So then you just have that in stark contrast with like the gushing
Yeah,
down
just like
Brian's
bright
face.
red.
And it's like, okay.
There's a moment when Hangman like grabs Brian Pat and then after afterwards he like pulls his hand away and like wipes the blood off on his chest, and it's really hot.
He did. He's like, "I'm going to wear another man's blood
Yeah, he
in
has
this
like a
victory." And I was
handprint
like,
almost.
"Oh my god." One of my favorite parts though is I think Brian was going for like a running knee or something on the outside, and Adam catches him and puts him in the dead eye and drops him on the floor. And I'm just like, and then Brian starts like spazzing. Like his little
Yeah,
legs start like jittering, and I'm like, first of all, you can't keep fucking doing that, Brian. We
it
know you
looks
got
like
neck
he's just
problems. We know you're
dying.
good. Like, Brian, we know you have neck problems. Stop it. You make me worry every time when you start spazzing like that. I'm,
Did
oh
we
my
watch
God.
Hangman kill a man on national television? Let's see.
Perhaps. Perhaps. And then there's like so many. I'm politely asking Brian to stop convulsing when he sells. Me too. He can't. He's got problem with his neck, his back,
His back.
the everything else that I can't say or I will get TOS'd. Um,
But I mean, Daddy Brian hit me up.
I'm not in good hands, but I could be. He's too old for me. He's also married with kids.
Uh-huh.
um, I'm also joking whenever I say any of that. That's just kind of the I love that we lost a viewer for that. Um,
Hey, yo.
this is a horrible review. Why would anyone ever watch this? I think it's for the I think at this point it's like a comedy show, right? It's not even like
Yeah.
anything else. Um, yeah, okay. So I feel like the mate like one of the biggest points to go over with this match. Oh, by the way, at the end, uh Adam hits Brian with the buckshot and actually does pin him and he retains his title. He beat he gave Brian his first ever loss in AEW.
In
He
less
pit
than 30 minutes.
in less than
Less than
30
30
minutes.
minutes.
In less than 30 minutes. Kenny could
Yeah,
never. Your
hey
fave could
Brian.
never.
Hey Brian.
Your fave could never. Oh, I'm kidding. I love Kenny. I can't wait for him to come back. Anyways,
Got my boy right here.
he is right there. For me, he is right back there. My fucking body is blocking him. Any hoosers. Um,
I have a special shelf on my desk for my action figures.
I've started another collecting problem as well. It's wonderful. He said, Brian, look out, and then Brian got hit by a car. I mean, some of those like after pictures of like him getting taped up in the back during like medical, he did kind of look like he got hit by a car though.
Do I have permission to make a bad comment?
I don't think yes.
He got hit by that dump truck ass.
Yeah, he did. Honestly and truly. Uh yeah, so Adam won the match. It was a good match, and I think like one of the biggest things that a lot of people are probably talking about is like which one was better, Hangman 1 or Hangman Bryan 1 or Hangman Bryan 2? Like, did you prefer the winner is coming match or did you prefer the TBS match? What are your thoughts?
For me personally, I think I like the second match better. I mean, like during the first one, I think I had bigger reactions just because I was watching it like live on TV with you and we were kind of like feeding off each other and just like screaming at the television. But I think like um watching the second one, it's like there's more drama to it. I think the pacing is a bit better. Um it doesn't go on for a full hour. Like it's a match that I could see myself rewatching because with the hour-long match, it's just kind of like a bit much. Um,
Like with the hour-long
and
match, I'm gonna skip halfway into the match. I'm not gonna
yeah,
watch the first like 20 minutes.
and we got like I also feel like from like a story perspective, starting off this like feud or whatever with the time limit draw was just a bad idea. And I mean, I think we talked about that last time. But like, yeah, it's just a strange choice for like starting Hangman's championship run and starting the Danielson feud. Um, and I think like this is just it has a much more satisfying ending, and also there are more sexy Hangman moments.
I I think I would
I
agree.
have
I also preferred the second match more for a lot of the same reasons. Like it's I'm not saying that I didn't like the, Winter is Coming match. It was amazing.
Oh yeah, that
And
was like
I
we were like so fucking hyped for that.
and one of the ways I can tell a match is good is if you make me put my phone down and pay attention to one thing. Because I either pay attention to like 8 things or 0 things. I can't do anything in between. But if you can make something so entertaining that I can only watch that and I can't do anything else, you've made a good match. Like, that's what the Winter is Coming match was. Like, I paid attention to something for a full fucking hour. I've never had attention span like that before. I'm like a
You
goldfish.
got two bitches with ADHD to like pay attention to a match for a full hour, and like
That's a lot of work.
that's an accomplishment.
But with the TBS match, I think that it had better structure, although I think what's interesting is that I feel like the TBS match cannot exist in the style that it was and the way that we got it without the Winter is Coming match. Like if we would have
I fully
gotten
agree.
like if we wouldn't have had that 60-minute time limit and we wouldn't have had those like 2 weeks where Brian's like, "Ah, you a fluke." And Adam's like, "I'm gonna kill you."
Yeah,
um,
I
one
think it
cannot
did a
exist
good
without the
job of
other.
like building up tension, building up emotion. There are also like callbacks to the first match. Like you have Danielson like targeting the arm and like trying to like weaken him up for when he tries to do the buckshot. There's also like in the first match there are all the bits where like Danielson is like doing jumping jacks in the ring while Adam is on the floor, and I
Mhm.
really liked in the one that we just saw like there's the bit where like Danielson is like on the floor, like writhing around, and Hangman like gets in the ring and starts doing jumping jacks, and it's like, yes, we love a petty bitch, we
I
love it.
I loved that too. Like face covered in blood, he's like, "I'm gonna start doing jumping jacks and burpees. Fuck this guy." And then the best part is he does the burpee and he goes, and then he
And
falls
his
down to the
fucking
ground because he's so tired. He's like, "Fuck, that took everything out of me to do a burpee," which relatable.
honestly, yeah, I
Relatable.
could never, I could
I
never.
could never. I loved that, and then there
Also,
was
his tits look
the
really good in that clip.
Jesus.
I'm
I
sorry,
mean, yeah,
I
but
have like genuine thought out commentary. I just have to keep my reputation as the one who like makes terrible, dirty comments after everything.
I've never met a single man who liked burpees. That's so true. I've never met a single person. But like they had lots of like really good callbacks to the first match too. Like not only that, but like the part where they're holding on to each other trying to ram the other person into the post and they're like,
Hmm.
"Nah, I learned from the first time. I'm putting my foot up. You're not
He
getting me
said,
this
nope.
time." Like I really liked that, and then I will say toward the beginning of the match, there was this one part where I think Brian like threw Hangman into the like guard railing that protects like the fans, or honestly, it protects
Yeah,
the
yeah.
wrestlers from the fans. And like Adam brains himself on that, just da
Oh
doink.
yeah.
And it hits
No,
him a little bit in the arm too, and I'm like,
I
"Oh
think
my
what happened
god."
was Adam tried to do like a suicida out to land on Danielson, and Danielson dodges, and he just like fucking slams
Crashes
into
and
the
burns.
barricade.
And it was terrifying because I'm like, I hate it when my favorite I thought I know, me too, Daisy. I thought he fucked up his arm legit. It turns out that it was not Hangman who fucked up his arm tonight. We'll get to that.
Oh, that
Best
was a bit
wishes to
much.
Ray Phoenix.
Anyway,
Best wishes.
mwah, love him.
What's that vine that's just like, Adam? It's the guy who's like, I think he's getting ready to like he's lining up like a line of crack, and then his brother blows it away, and then he goes, Adam. It's like the same thing. I'm surprised that hasn't been a bit on BTE with like 10 and Adam.
Honestly, yeah,
Surprising.
they're old men. They don't understand the jokes.
Orange
Yeah,
Cassidy is literally 37, and he said on an interview that he watches Vine compilations. Like, that's his favorite thing to do. I hate
I
him.
remember that. I remember that.
He's like the Vines. Like, someone put all of the Vines together, and I watch them, and she's like, Vine? No, he's vaping. Ah, it's
The
all the
shot of
same. It's not all the
that's
same.
drugs is the same.
I
That's the shot of brandy
Drugas.
episode that you're talking about.
I love Shot of Brandy so much. Off topic. Anyways, I really would recommend people see this match. It is very good because I do love a good, like, gruesome, beat each other's heads in, bloody match. Also, I
You can
am
find it
just
on Daily Motion.
you probably can. Um, I'm just gonna I'm gonna say this right now. Okay, I'm gonna bring this up again, except now it's to the internet, not just like my friends. You know those SAT questions that are like A is to B as B is to C, so what is A to C? Minoru Suzuki could not beat Bryan Danielson. Adam Page could beat Bryan Danielson. Therefore, Adam Page could beat Minoru Suzuki.
I would like to see it.
I I love Murder Grandpa so much. I would literally fall over and die if I ever got that match. But also, I do truly believe I don't think Adam would actually win that match though. I think that Minoru would literally eat him alive because like he's terrifying but
He
amazing.
really is. Murder Grandpa.
He's so great.
Um, I Okay, so we keep talking about the fact that like Danielson had the match with Kenny and then was like, Adam, you're not as good as him. So have Kenny and Suzuki ever had a fight, and how did that end up?
I have a feeling I have a feeling that I feel like they probably had one in like New Japan at some point, but like I don't know for sure. That would probably be something I have to look up on like Cage Match or something to see. But that's actually an interesting question. Excalibur mentioned that Hangman kicked out of the move Bryan did to beat Suzuki, which means Hangman is tougher than Minoru Suzuki. Ha ha! We got it. We figured it out. And it's also interesting because someone brought this up on Twitter. I know we're still talking about this match. There's a whole show to talk about. Um, someone brought
Last
up
time we
that
got through the
like
entire show in like 20 minutes and then just had to do bullshit for the rest of the time, so
we
this is
really
probably
did.
better.
Um, someone brought up, and I thought this is actually really interesting because it's true. Uh, in Bryan beating all of the members of the Dark Order, well, most of them, because he kept ducking Anna Jay would beat his ass. Let Anna
She
fight
would.
him. Also,
Honestly,
I
I
don't think he
I,
fought Alex Reynolds, which was fucked up for me personally, but like
I
also he
want to
didn't
see
fight
Alex
Ty
in his
either.
beautiful hair. I mean,
Um
Tai isn't technically part of the Dark Order. She's just like
she's kind
associated with them.
she's kind of like how Adam is like, "Oh, we're friends, but like I'm not a part of it." Yeah, it's kind of like that. But someone brought up like Bryan used a different move to beat each of the Dark Order members throughout the weeks, and in this final match, none of those moves could put Adam away. He was like,
Oh,
"I
that's
didn't let
really
my
cool. That's really good.
He's like, "I didn't let my face get stomped in and lose a tooth like an ass like an idiot." He's like, I think one of them tapped out to the cattle mutilation.
Which
Uh,
is he did the I remember Danielson doing the cattle mutilation on the like first match, and you were like, that is just messed up.
I was like, "PETA better not see this." Like, he is literally dressed like a cow, and he's doing the cat.
Wearing fucking cow print with the cattle mutilation.
I was like, "Oh my god." But like, he was able to
That's a
brave like all of the hardships that his friends went through, and like that's kind of like a story in of it like that's kind of interesting in of itself, like the
yeah,
things that
that's
have
a
brought down other people couldn't take him down, but like at the
I
same
didn't know
time
that, so that's like a really good storytelling note.
but like to me for me to like make it like more emotional and sad because I'm a sad little bitch, right? I'm like, "Oh my god." Like, whenever this move, obviously, like, in storyline, like, it would be assumed that, like, Adam watched all of those matches of, like, Bryan beating up his Dark Order friends, and so he, like, probably studied those last things over and over again so he could be like, "I have to do what my friends could not. I have to, like I have to do this for them. I have to kick out of the running knee. I have to like not get tapped out by this move or like this other move." And I think that that's like really cool, cuz like it adds like a level of like emotion to this because I feel like that is something that you can get with a Hangman Adam Page match more than a lot of other wrestlers. I'm not saying he's the greatest at it because Bryan Danielson was in the ring with him, and that man, I knocked over a lamp. He good.
But
He
also,
good.
she said storytelling.
I'm a bitch for storytelling, okay? I love nuance in these things. And it's just like that's filled with so much heart that he's like, this thing hurt my friend so badly that I'm going to do everything in my power to not let it hurt me like it hurt them because I don't want
Mhm.
to put them through the pain of watching me tap out to the cattle mutilation like I felt when I had to watch that. Because I don't want to put them through that. I'm going to brave it for them. Let's probably move on from Adam retained the AEW World Title just in time for Battle of the Belts this Saturday that I
Mhm.
don't think he's competing at. I think there's
Okay,
only 2 matches for that card.
I believe it's like the Riho Britt Baker match, and
Sammy Cody, right?
yeah, Sammy and Cody. Also, the next matchup on the card was MJF, technically.
Technically,
Kind
that's
of.
right. Although I feel like we did have like a thing in between because like they also have those like little segments like I feel like next was Adam Cole and then Bobby and Kyle being like, "Hey, Jake Atlas,
Um,
I heard that you had a big win on Elevation. How about I fight you this Friday on
oh,
Rampage?"
it looks like the in between bit there was the Acclaimed talking about Sting and Darby.
Oh, I'm a liar. It was I you are correct.
I
That did
I had
also
to fact
happen.
check that.
Yeah, the
Um,
Acclaimed were just like, "Hey, Sting, you're old. Hey, Darby, you're stupid." And I was like,
they're
"Okay."
not wrong.
I was like,
They're
"Okay."
not
It's
they're not
sure.
wrong.
But that's kind of just that on that.
Hmm.
The
Oh,
next
and they're
big
dropping a diss track.
they are dropping a diss track. Anyone who drops a diss track on Darby Allin is someone I like in
Winner
some
in my book.
capacity.
Also, we love the gay team.
That's true. Although I feel like uh Max Caster did have a rap yesterday, and as Daisy is saying, I wasn't a fan of the rap. It was very uncreative. I feel
Oh
like I
yeah,
remember that.
he talked about Nancy Reagan and how she is the throat goat.
Yeah, yeah. It was like, you could have tried a little harder, my friend. Anyways,
Yeah, that was a thing like a month ago.
mhm. The next thing was MJF having a match with Captain Sean Dean. And I would just like to say, as Daisy has pointed out, Sean Dean has more wins in 2022 than Maxwell Jacob Friedman and Bryan Danielson.
MJ.
Give him the world title.
He has
Give
more matches
Sean
than the two
Dean
of them combined.
everything. So the way that this ended up shaking out was like Max does his little like he walks to his fucking royalty free music because he's an asshole, which is I
He
find
talks
the
to the crowd.
he taunts the crowd a little bit, and then like he gets ready to wrestle Sean, and then out comes CM Punk, and Punk is just like he gets into the ring, like, ready to fight Max, and then Max gets out of the ring, and he hides, and then, like, they're kinda looking at each other, and, like, Sean Dean is still in the ring, and he's like, "Come fight me, Max! Come on, come fight me, MJF!" And, CM Punk turns around, and he's like, "Okay." And he picks up Sean Dean, gives him the go to sleep, and because of that, Sean gets disqualified, and that makes it a DQ win for him because he was attacked. So he has a singles win over MJF via DQ.
Hmm.
So
And I mean, it's a dick move for CM Punk to use Danhausen's finishing move on television.
it's frankly appalling, actually.
Rude,
And
crude,
I
and
can
literally
literally,
impolite.
It was so funny because, like, I didn't realize that was his plan to give MJF his first loss that way. I just thought he was, like, fucking beating up Shawn Dean for no reason, and I was like,
Yeah, me too. At first,
I
I was
have
like,
to
"What's going
unstan.
on?"
I was like, I'm not a CM Punk fan anymore. I can't believe he would do something like this to the captain, Shawn Dean. And I was like, that's so fucked up. But then it made sense because Aubrey like picked his little hand up and I was like, oh my God. And then Max is like, I can't believe you did this. And then stand card revoked. I'm taking away your Xbox Game Pass. No more. And then
You're
they kind of
taking
like,
away his GameStop membership.
I am. You no longer have Pro. I'm sorry. Um, and then after that, I think Max and I'm just gonna call him Phil, CM Punk Phil. Phil just kind of sits there and he talks for a little bit. And Max is heated as fuck. Like he cannot believe how hello?
You didn't answer your phone.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I couldn't hear
I'm
it.
gonna get Freddy's.
Oh my goodness.
There you
Hi,
go, 2
Stream Dad.
Freddy's. Hello, Stream Child.
Stream
She got
Shot.
a mushroom swift curly fry.
Hi,
I do
Dad.
quite like a mushroom Swiss. Thank you. Hello
Oh,
everyone.
there he is.
We're talking about Dynamite last night on the internet.
Pretty good.
It was pretty good. What was your favorite match, Dad?
Coach Hangman.
No, but what was actually your favorite match? Was it the Hangman match?
Don't like Wardlow.
You liked Wardlow? I liked Wardlow too. We're gonna get to him
I
soon.
love Wardlow.
The stick than the match.
Yes.
Because the match was like a given.
Well, yeah,
It was just another
a little
golden
squash.
boy.
Right.
Jobber.
Yeah. Well, thank you for dinner.
Love you.
I love you too.
Bye, August.
Bye.
Well, you've heard it from Stream Dad. The best match of Dynamite last night was Wardlow being just a big
I love
guy.
Wardlow.
He's
Wardlow
just
and
a
his,
big
his
guy.
big muscle tits.
I
We
love
love big guys.
I love him. Okay. Back to MJF and Phil.
Mhm.
Back to Max and Phil. uh, he's just like Max is so mad that he gave him his first loss in such an embarrassing way that he's like, you couldn't even main event WrestleMania. You ain't even that good. Roddy Piper better than you. And CM Punk is just like that makes him mad where he's like, don't talk about not main eventing WrestleMania to me, you little piece of shit. He's like,
Like,
well, how
if
about
you
you
want to, go and sign to him.
Yeah, he's
Go
like,
and
how
sign
about
to
you
the
go
back,
sign
see how
there?
it is.
He's like, how about you go sign there and do the opening match of like Mania Night 4 buy one get one free event and then get released and come back here and fight me. And I was like, he mad as hell. He
We love
blacked out.
Phil.
He forgot where he was.
The invisible door has been kicked down.
There is no door.
There is no
Schrodinger's
door.
door. I find
Vince
that
is just breathing down my neck.
I just the main point of that whole thing is that Shawn Dean has more wins in 2022 than MJF.
As he deserves.
Shawn Dean is the greatest wrestler of all time. And I know I'm kind of being sarcastic in saying that, but also I do genuinely love Shawn. I think he's great. He has the most adorable laugh. It's just my opinion. What came after the MJF match? Was it the Wardlow one? Or was there like or is that where the Adam Cole shit was?
After that, there's the Chris Jericho promo.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, it's.
Damn it.
Let's
We have to
see.
talk about this.
At the end of the like MJF match, he says that next week there's going to be a match between CM Punk and Wardlow, which I am looking forward to.
Me too. That one, I hope that one's good. I think it should be. And like,
yeah, like Wardlow always gets like the squash matches, and I kind of hope they like draw it out a bit more because I mean CM Punk is a worthy competitor, as we all know. And
exactly.
I think giving Wardlow more like match time is also probably a good. It like that sounds like a good idea to me because I like Wardlow.
Right. Let's see. The fucking, you're right. I'm trying to remember what all Chris said. So Chris Jericho comes out with probably the worst hair dye job I have ever seen, and I
He
am a
went a
fan
bit
of
too
Kenny
hard on that
Omega.
Just for Men.
He,
Hey, shut the fuck up.
the boy, like literally, he dyes his hair so much, I don't know how it's not brittle. How is it not falling out? Like it looks
You
good,
you
but like
you do have a point. You do have a point.
I
I
have many
don't
points.
really like the blue as much.
You didn't like the blue?
I
I
mean,
like
it's
the
all
blue. I like
right.
that.
I like it when he has like the bleach blonde thing going on. It makes him look like a slut.
Jesus! I was just gonna
I
say I really liked it. Like I think it was Fighter Fest or something that he had pink hair, and that was really cute.
I,
God.
I I did like the pink. I have genuine commentary. I'm trying to give my like genuine like well thought out responses this time. I have a reputation to uphold.
So fucking Chris Jericho comes out with like he's no longer blonde. He's got brown hair. And you're right. He went a little heavy on the Just for Men. It's kind of appalling a little bit.
Just
And
a bit.
he comes out and I think he starts dissing on 2.0, which first of all, that's fucked up. Matt and Jeff Parker, married men, cannot be just like you can't just say stuff like that, right? It's like that's the whole thing. And he's like, "Oh, I can't believe they attacked me. I was gone for a little bit. Nah, nah, nah. I don't like them." And then I think Matt and Jeff come out and they're just like, "Ya mama." They're like, "You suck." And I'm like, "They're so right." And then I think Chris makes like a joke or something. A joke. Like, I saw this tweet that was basically like Chris Jericho comes out to his little song, stands in the ring, makes a joke from the 1990s, and then the crowd applauds. Like, my guy is Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell.
Hmm.
He really is.
Fozzy has been voted worst band of the year for the 20th year in a row.
That is the best thing I've ever. That is so fucking funny. Do you know, like, is that true facts or are you playing games?
That's a joke that I saw on Twitter that I'm stealing.
Oh, I thought you meant that for real, and I'm like, that's really funny when you consider that, like, Korn is still putting out music. That's fucking hilarious. I wish that were real.
But
Also, to
also,
my
Fozzy
brother
has
that
the
is
one
not
good song,
watching
and
this,
then no
I'm
one else
sorry I
cares.
dissed Korn. Um,
Your brother is a real cornholer.
I'm outing my brother right now as a fan of Korn. I'm sorry, stream brother. This is what you get for liking new metal. But also, all music is for everyone. And what's the fucking Ratatouille? Anyone can cook. Anyone can music.
My
Music
friend
is
Jake likes
music
new
is.
metal. I judge them for it constantly.
I mean, you should, but also like, nah. Anyways, um, he says that Matt Lee has a square head, and I'm like,
That's all you got?
yeah, that was like the only. He said Matt Lee has a square head,
Burn.
and that Jeff Parker has like a pinhead, and I was like, first of all, SpongeBob made the pinhead joke funnier than you, Chris. Stop stealing. Second, Matt Lee does not have a square head. It's not even. It's like it's not square. It's more like a rounded rectangle. It's like ovally rectangle. It looks nice. Okay, he's just a little
It's a
Canadian
normal
guy.
shaped head.
Like
Another
it's just
Canadian.
he's a Canadian that sounds like he's from New York, and I was like, can we get Matt Lee to say balsamic vinegar just once? Oh,
We have
balsamic vinegar?
another
That's a big
we
word for
have
Matt
another
Lee.
Canadian in the house.
All Canadians. Everyone is Canadian.
Every My two conspiracy theories are that Canada isn't real and everyone is Canadian. Don't ask me how that works.
You sound like Ruby when she tries to convince people that New Zealand is not real. Is this your moment? Are you gonna write a thesis about this?
I mean, I think I've been doing the Canada isn't real thing before Ruby started doing the New Zealand isn't real thing.
Ah, so you're
So
a hipster.
she stole my bit.
Okay. um, I genuinely don't remember anything else that Chris Jericho said because I usually just tune it
Yeah,
out.
me
I was
neither.
just like personally
I
offended
was
that he said Matt Lee has a square head. I'm like, no, he doesn't.
I
Also,
was not fucking paying attention. I
I
was
wasn't
on
either.
Tumblr.
Also, they pan to Kip Sabian, standing in the who's standing in the crowd, and like he's doing his underrated over it, like he's got the box on his head when he said that he's got a square head, and the crowd starts chanting "square head," and I'm just like, y'all horrible. Newark, New Jersey, get out of here, get out. Oh, that was
They
to the last thing that when we were talking about MJF talked about how much New Jersey sucks because he's from New York. And apparently people from New Jersey and New York hate each other, even though I'm pretty sure every single person in New York is cousins with someone in New Jersey. They're like related. They just saw each other at Christmas dinner. I don't understand the problem here. So,
um the other day on Twitter, MJF posted something about like how being in New Jersey sucks, and Sunny Kiss responded and was like, "Square up then," because Sunny Kiss is from New Jersey, and also she's an icon and we love him. Um, and I would like to see it.
I would
Um,
love to. Do you
I
know how fat that would be? A fat ass match, literally.
I like if we got Sunny Kiss versus MJF on fucking Dynamite, I would die happy. Also two of the best asses in wrestling going toe to toe. Let's see it.
You mean cheek to cheek?
Yes,
Sorry, I'm not
precisely.
funny. Back to the I just want Sunny on TV in general.
Yes,
Me too.
please give me
Please.
Sunny.
I love Sunny so much. That match that she had with Joey Janela should have been on at least Rampage. At least. It shouldn't have been on
At
Dynamite.
least.
I think we talked about
Yeah,
this
that
like
was
2
a
weeks
really
ago.
good match. I mean, you and I talked about it on our own. We didn't talk about it to the entire internet that is definitely watching this.
The whole entire internet comprised of 5 people. Uh
Yes, every single person in the world.
all of them. Uh and I think 2.0 attack Chris Jericho, and then Daniel Garcia, their son, comes out and also attacks him. And they're beating him down, and then Santana, Ortiz, and Eddie Kingston come out for the save. And I'm like, first of all, absolutely blessed that they're going through with this LAX thing. I'm so glad that they're bringing LAX back. They can literally just be like, "Hey, Impact, can we borrow the LAX name?" And they'd be like, "Yeah, sure." And I'd be like,
Impact don't care.
I'm like, please. I love that the boys are together again. I love them so much. But
Boys are back in
basically,
town.
yeah, they come and save Chris. Although I wish Eddie would have been like, just picked up a mic and been like, "Chris, I came out to save you because my friends wanted to save you because they're friends with you, but I don't care about you. Also, you're an asshole for waiting until your music hit to come out and save Santana. You're a dick." um Also, your hair looks awful. Anyways,
You gotta get the pop for Judas.
I know more of the words to Judas than I'm comfortable with sharing.
Me too. It's okay. If you or a loved one has been affected by Judas by Fozzy.
Please, I want that to, like those DUI, like jungle law things that are like
Yeah,
out by
it's so-
Knobtown. Can we please have one of those that's like, if you or a loved one has been affected by Judas by Fozzy, please contact this number. You are open to like financial compensation.
Also, I love dropping a jungle law reference to alienate everyone who's not from Kansas City.
Did somebody say jungle law?
Let's go. We stand jungle law in this house.
Also, the guy, I'm going off topic, and this is going to be for literally no one except for anyone who lives in this area. The guy on the Jungle Law posters looks like the guy from Pitch Perfect, but just with a wig. You know the one guy from Pitch Perfect who actually does have a square head. Like that guy? Do you know who I'm talking about? I don't know his name.
No clue. Also, Colin says Jungle Law almost got a reality TV show. What the fuck?
Is that true? I would watch the shit out of
I'm
that.
googling it. I'm googling it.
Okay, you Google that. What came after? I think it was the Wardlow match after the.
After that was the Undisputed Era promo.
Oh, well, I already talked about that. Basically, Undisputed Era was like, Indisputed Era. I don't know.
Are they allowed to
what
use
was
the Undisputed Era name?
No, they can't. That's owned by the Fed. They'd probably have to come up with
That's what
something
I was
else.
thinking.
It is Adam Cole and the Baybys. That's not actually the name, but I think that's on an Up Up Down Down t-shirt. That's really cute. Shout out Up Up Down Down.
Oh yeah, we love Austin Creed.
I love him so much. He's genuinely one of my favorite wrestlers. Anyways, what is a good name for them? I think in PWG, his Adam's tag team with Kyle O'Reilly was just called Future Shock or like Future something like that. Future
That does have
like
big Generation
Shock the
Me vibes
System,
though.
something like that. It'll probably be something like that, or like the fucking like I don't know, the New Frontier, some bullshit. Anyways,
Also, apparently, in July 2020, Jungle Law very briefly was going to have a TV show, but I don't think anything, like,
came
I
of
don't
it.
think they went through with it, yeah, and they haven't tweeted anything since September 29th, 2021. They still got that fucking billboard game though.
They do. Those fucking billboards are everywhere. Like we saw one on the way to that Vietnamese restaurant, and all of us literally had to stop and point it out.
Yeah.
Um. Also, I think Baltimore was playing at that point, which was hilarious. Anyways, um, Adam
Anyway,
come in the Baybys.
petition to change
Budge,
his name.
Budge and the Baybys. Shoot. Yeah, he's just
Yeah,
like,
they
I
had
want to
that
fight Jake
promo.
Atlas. And then I believe that Rampage is. So I guess this is kind of spoily ops. If you don't want to hear spoily ops, please plug your ears. But they already filmed Rampage for Friday. Like they filmed it last night after Dynamite. And it's been confirmed that something happened to Jake Atlas during that match. They think it's a like dislocated knee or some sort of knee injury. He had to get an MRI. We're very worried about him. All of the best to Jake Atlas. He is an absolutely fantastic performer, and I love his LGB
Yay.
DDT. It's so good. He's wonderful in the ring. I love his sparkly jacket. Good personality, like just from what I've seen online, there is the illusion that he is a good person. No man is ever truly good. No man is ever truly evil. Anyways,
We're not going to get into this discourse right
we're
now.
we're not going to do anything literally ever. What came after the Oh my god, they should be called Dead Dragon. Instead of Red Dragon, they should be Dead Dragon because on BTE, the Bucks killed Adam Cole and he came back to life like the Night of the Living Dead. Dead
That's
Dragon.
amazing. Yes.
Someone get fucking Adam Cole on the horn. We're calling him Dead Dragon.
For the uninformed, several years ago, Adam Cole got killed by the Young Bucks, and then they had a seance to resurrect him a few months ago.
This is true, but the reason that they killed him in storyline on BTE was because like they gave him a monster energy and like killed him, but like in reality,
monster.
Yeah, in reality, he just couldn't be on the show because he had gotten signed with NXT at that point. What came after the the Dead Dragon promo? Was it the Wardlow match?
The Red Dead Redemption one. Yes.
I do love Red Dead Redemption.
Wardlow versus Antonio Zamboni.
Is that actually his name? Antonio Zamboni?
It's Antonio Zambrono, but I think I'm funny sometimes.
Local talent face. But good for Mr. Antonio for getting some TV time. Romeo and Juliet, but the poison is monster. You know, that implies that NXT is the afterlife. I mean, technically it is, if you think about it. My bit was stolen. Wardlow came out. He had a match in which he literally powerbombed Antonio like 6 times, and I think that's great. I love that he's the kind of guy who's like, I'm so big and strong, I'm gonna powerbomb this guy, and then the crowd's like, do it again, and he's like, do it again. He's like, okay, I'll do it again, and then he does it like 6 times.
I love how he always pins people by just like laying them out on the mat and then just putting like one foot on their chest.
It's kind of like big dick energy, to be honest with you.
It really is. Wardlow, his big muscle tits. You know he's got it. You know he's packing. Like, let's go. Love that man. You're not gonna say anything. You're just gonna leave me hanging there so that
Absolutely.
everybody can reflect on what I just said.
No, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I didn't hear a fucking word. Someone in chat just said, "Guess who might have COVID?" And I'm like, I'm talking to them. But I feel like you probably said something that's on the same level as like Kenny can last longer. So I hope someone clips that for me and sends it to me so I know what August said.
Oh, I was just talking about how Wardlow is probably hung like a fucking horse.
That's probably true. Why would you say that on my I'm gonna get kicked off the app. But also that's hilarious. Nice cough, idiot.
Are you saying I'm wrong?
I never said that. Um Wardlow squashes Mr. Antonio. I almost called him Scorpio Sky. Sean Spears, I'm sorry. I love Sean Spears. I think he's hilarious. I love his little chair. He will never be Scorpio Sky. Scorpio Sky is amazing and I love him and he wasn't on the fucking show this week. I found that very rude. I found
Rude,
that very
crude, and
rude.
literally impolite.
Precisely.
Yeah, I wish they had given us another Men of the Year promo, preferably without Dan Lambert.
Can we stop having Dan Lambert on the show, please?
Can we just
He's a
kill
menace.
Dan
I don't
Lambert
like him.
already?
I know. It's like he got his ass kicked in that Minnesota street fight and then he's like, "I'm back." And I'm like, "You're literally a cockroach? Stop it. Literally stop it. No one asked.
Okay,
Not a soul."
on Ethan Page's vlog this week, he showed like some clips from the promos that they were doing with Dan Lambert and like cut out the parts where Dan Lambert was saying stupid shit and it's like, yeah, you do that. Like, do not stand behind that man.
That's good. I do appreciate that where he's like, "This man said some like stupid dumbass shit. I'm not
Some
doing it
sexist
again."
bullshit and we're not supporting that.
Absolutely not. Like this man forever and always be saying something foolish and I'm just like, "Stop letting him do that." Like, are you kidding me?
Honestly,
You're
yep.
trying to make this a safe space for everyone to feel like before for if you've never been to like an AEW Dynamite or an AEW show, before the show starts, they have like this big thing flash up on screen and they're like, "Hey, we're dedicated to like making this a safe space for people. We don't want like any fighting amongst crowd members, no discrimination via race, ethnicity, place of origin like nationality, sex, gender, any of those things." Somehow still happens
Yep.
because they just let terrible people do terrible things and then they support it like on the show. Like I remember I was at a show where it was uncoincidentally a Chris Jericho and Dan Lambert promo and they were talking to each other. So absolutely sexist. And let me tell you this right now. Just to go off topic for like just a second cuz this really does matter to me. Like they said I think they said something to I think her name's Paige. She's a member of American Top Team. Like they said something really terrible about her, like something very like not only like slut shamey but also very misogynist. And I can tell you this. Looking around at everyone in the building, the only people cheering for that were men. Most women that I saw when like Chris had said that about Paige got visibly uncomfortable. And I'm like, that's how you alienate an audience. And
Like
I
50% of your audience.
and this is because we really got to work on this. All companies do. Just the whole world does. But like I will say I personally have never had any issue with someone being rude to me. In fact, like people that I sit by or the shows that I've been to, the pay-per-views I've been to, the people around me are typically very nice. Like we have genuine long like nice conversations. But you can't deny like the terrible stuff that has happened, like the transphobic fan that had the sign for Nyla. We should have let Nyla beat his ass. Personally, I think he deserved to have his ass beat, but at least he got thrown out. Um Another quick off-topic story from that same Dynamite that I was just talking about that I was at. after the show, when I left, as I was walking out, I it was literally like my spidey sense went off. Like I heard it out of the like out of my ear, and I was like, "Did I actually just hear that?" These two like drunk men were like harassing this group of like literal like probably like early 20-year-olds, like maybe like almost teenagers, and like calling them like homophobic slurs. And I literally walked over there so fast, and I was like, "Are you guys okay? Do you need help? Like are like they're clearly bothering you. Do you need like assistance getting to your car or something?" And one of the people, they were so wonderful. They were like, "No, it's okay. It's just I'm trying to get away from them, you know?" And it's like, "All right, well if you need anything, like, are you sure?" Like, it was terrifying to see, like, this group of, like they looked like kids, like, they looked like 18, 19-year-olds being harassed by these old drunk men for the most stupid reason, and I was like, I really it was a lot that evening. I was very worried for these kids. Luckily, they were okay. Um, but, like, that's just kinda what I mean, right? Like, we have to be more conscientious of these sort of things. We can't, like, promote these sort of things in, like in promos, and this is how I we loop it back around because, like, this fucking Dan Lambert has had so many he wasn't even on the show this week and we're talking about him. I that annoys me to my core, but, like, someone needs to
Yeah, because
say it.
fuck that guy.
Like, someone needs to say it because no one is saying it. Uh, like, he's had promos where he has made, like, very like, he's made jokes against, like, the gay community. He's made jokes against women, and I'm like, "This is not why are we supporting this?" And then you turn
And
around,
the
like
fact that he got
like
like put in with the men of the year who are like, like Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky are like chill dudes. They're like good people as far as we know. And like it kind of sucks that like they got caught up with him. Like we talk about how like it's cool that like AEW doesn't do like super scripted promos and like lets people like take their own direction with storylines and doesn't have people like like hovering on everything. But I think some regulation would be good.
absolutely, I would agree, like, it's good to let people have creative freedom, but, like, there are some people that when you give them creative freedom, they will not use it in the best of intentions.
Hmm.
To try to pick things back up so we are no longer having a sad time, but, like, sometimes you really do just have to, like, stop and really talk about these things because who else is gonna talk about them if you don't, you know? What came
If two
after
gay
the,
people on the internet,
2 2 people just on the internet, what came after the, what the fuck we were just talking about? The
it was
Wardlow
Jade and
match?
Ruby.
Jade and Ruby, okay. The next thing was the first ever TBS, women's title match for the first ever TBS champion, and it was Ruby Soho and Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill came out dressed like Storm, and I literally screamed because I love X-Men, and I know the those tweets that are like, they're not together. They're like, they're not together, right? Actually, I do. I know them personally. That's me with the X-Men. I know the X-Men personally, and I know that Jade Cargill is actually Storm. Uh,
It's true.
I personally thought it was a good match. Like, I enjoyed it. Like, I
Yeah,
really
like
like Ruby's work. I do. And then
I
like,
think they're both really good performers and they have very different styles, but I think it meshed really well. Like Ruby is like so like persistent and high energy, and then Jade is like she stands her ground and she's like big and powerful, and I think like they worked together really well.
mhm. They did work together well, although I have seen in like a couple of clips like things where stuff didn't quite go to plan, and like there be people on Twitter who like see one like see like one or two rough spots in a match and they're like, take these people off of TV forever, they're horrible. And I'm like, first of all, they're humans. Humans fuck up. Get over it. Second of all, you are literally typing stuff on the internet. I would like to see you try.
Yeah, like
Honestly and
do it.
truthfully.
You do a moonsault off a balcony. Like, let's
Let's see what
go.
happens. It was definitely rough around the edges, but it was pleasant, you know? And like with everything that like wrestlers put on the line, it's like I feel as though like we hold them to such a high standard that like not everyone can attain, right? And like just be a
Yeah, and like
little more like
they're doing something that's like legitimately very like physically difficult, and it requires strength and coordination and endurance and like all kinds of like aspect, and you have to like you there are like the physical aspects, and then you also have to like keep your head clear and like remember what your moves are and like how things are going to go, and it's just like it is an incredibly difficult performance to
mhm
like
mhm.
pull off. And like when people are like, oh, like there was this moment that was messed up, and it's so horrible for that, it's like, I want to see you try. Like you go out there and do it better then.
And this is also not saying that like it's not necessarily like because like I will admit like that last move, the top rope, which ended up being a middle rope glam slam from Jade to Ruby, like that did not look good. I will admit that. It didn't look good. It like I'm sorry to Beth Phoenix for that happening, but also it's just like they had never done that before.
Hmm.
Even if you can practice things a million times and sometimes stuff is just going to go wrong. And
Yeah,
like
because bodies are weird and unpredictable.
exactly. As we will discuss later, bodies are weird. Shit is unpredictable. Precisely. But it was a good match. I was pleasantly enjoyed by it, you know, like I like the competitors. I
Yeah,
love
I mean,
that we're getting a second women's title, which means we get
I love
more women on the show.
I love Jade Cargill. I absolutely adore Ruby Soho. Um, I mean, I personally was rooting for Ruby to win the match, but I also think that Jade makes like she's an amazing person. She's an amazing like role model, and like having her as the first like TBS champion is just like a really good statement to make, especially after all the like discussions that have been going on about like diversity and stuff. And
And it's
like I
great
think
because like if you look at like 2021 for Jade Cargill, this was the plan. This is not like
mhm.
because a lot of people online are like, "Oh, they just made Jade the TBS champion because da 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 da." No, this was the plan. This has always been the plan. Like
Yeah, and like
she's
she
been
is an amazing wrestler.
she has star power. Like I remember the very first time she showed up on Dynamite to like basically castrate Cody Rhodes and tell him he's an asshole and stupid. And I was
Yes.
like, "Who is this woman? I love her." Like instantly transfixed. Like she has that star quality. She's so interesting and she's so charismatic
Mhm.
and like
Yeah, like she is
getting
a
better and she's
performer
getting
who like
better in the
your
ring as
eyes are just
well.
drawn to.
Mhm. And she's getting better every time she goes out and like they're doing a pretty all right job of like hiding the weakness and like accentuating the strengths. I do wish
Yeah,
she could
and
have a bit longer matches and I think that
yeah,
like
like
that
she
will
always
come
just
with
gets like
being the
squash
champion.
matches.
But like
Yeah, like she
we both have go 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 go.
she always gets squash matches, which kind of frustrates me because it'll be like, oh, there are like three women's matches on the card tonight, and then it's like two of them take 3 minutes each, and it's like, okay, but what?
What where
Um,
the what? Why
and
were the
yeah, now that
entrances
they
longer than the match?
yeah, like now that they have another women's belt, I'm really excited to see where that goes. Because it means like more elevation for the female talent, and like they'll get more of a spotlight on them. And I think it's a move for the better. And also, I love how like TBS is like the channel that more people watch, and the TBS Championship is the women's one.
Yeah.
And then like the TNT one is the men's one. Like I just perfect as it should be.
Also, one very nice, like really cute thing about the match is that I believe Jade's daughter was ringside for the match, and like
Mhm. Yeah,
she
or at
got to
least like
see her
in the
mom
crowd
win
at
the
like the very
title, and
edge.
like there's pictures of like Jade holding her daughter and then holding the title, and I'm like, that's a true, like you said, that's a true role model. Like that's a mom, that's a hard worker that like goes out and does what she can, and also at the same like two very difficult jobs, being a
Yeah.
parent and being a wrestler. Like that's really cool, and like I'm very happy for her to have that moment.
Mhm. Do love Ruby Soho though.
We do love Ruby.
Yeah, like I adore Ruby Soho. I love her whole story. I love that she's like fucking punk as shit and always comes out in that jacket with all the patches on it. I love her whole thing, but I do think just as like a statement, like having Jade be the first champion, like the first DBS champion, is a really good move to make, and
Yeah,
it makes a really good statement.
like a first champion who is like dominant in the ring, just like puts people down, all these things. That's great.
She's a big, tall, buff woman. We love to see it.
Mark Sterling is a simp,
Oh yes.
and I think that that's hilarious.
Me too, Mark, me too.
I mean, like, he gets it. I think he gets it.
Mhm.
What came after the Jade match? Was it the Brian Pillman
Uh,
match,
yes.
or was there
Oh,
like a
and
talkie?
during the Jade match, there was a bit where like uh Mercedes Martinez comes out and starts
That's
trying to beat up on
right.
Ruby, and then Thunder Rosa runs out in her bootcut mom jeans and starts like beating Mercedes' ass,
And
and
they
like
take it to the
yes, the
back.
girls are fighting. And like
I do
I
like that as well. That it's like Thunder Rosa is like mad that Mercedes Martinez fucked up that match for her. So she's like, "Oh no, no, no. I'm coming out here and I'm
yeah,
clearing her." And like
and
they
also
brawl to the
setting up
back.
more women's storylines.
Yes, can we have more women's storylines that are outside of the title picture?
hmm
And this is a good one to start with cuz Thunder Rosa is amazing and Mercedes Martinez is very good, and they will have a good banger match. And I think that it should be on a show and not on. I'm not saying that Dark and Dark Elevation are bad. I am definitely not saying that. What I am saying is that it should be showcased for more people to see.
Yeah,
Statistically.
the the thing that sucks about Dark is that like it's a free show that they're trying to use to showcase a lot of like the talent that like aren't utilized as much and aren't like such big names, and nobody watches it.
It's actually really a shame. And like it's also like there was a horrific noise that just happened outside my door. That's nice. Um the thing is also like all of these people, like they have so many people on their roster that it's just like we're getting to the point where it's bloated and we can't have everybody everywhere. Like there's just simply not enough TV time to showcase everyone. So I guess to counteract that, they're like, all right, we're having like these 20 people have like 3-minute matches on Dark, and I'm like, yeah, that's how you showcase your people.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
hope you
like
can fit everything into like a 3-minute thesis statement.
I mean, it seems like a really good idea in theory. It just didn't really work out in practice. And honestly, like I don't know what they would do to fix the problem. Like if it were me, then like I feel like saying, "Oh, let's have like a free show on YouTube 2 nights a week that's like an extra hour each to like showcase the new talent." Like that sounds like it'd be a really good idea. That sounds like, if somebody proposed that plan, then it would be agreeable.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that it just didn't work out, and I think they underutilized that spot, and then people just don't watch it, and it's just not great.
What I hope for. Hello.
Oh,
What?
the talking goat was Serena Deeb. I'm so sorry. Carry on.
That's right. They did go talk to Serena. That's right, because I was really confused by that. That they were like, "Oh, we're cutting straight to Serena Deeb after Jade Cargill won. Like, can we have a second to like celebrate with Jade, please, instead of like rushing along?" They just did it. They do that a lot. It's really weird that they do that. Yeah, they just kind of. I think was it Jim Ross or Tony that had to sit down with
Tony.
Tony.
Tony Scavone.
I love Tony Schiavone. Shivonti. Anyways, he was just kind of talking to Serena and was like, "Hey, what's up?" And she's like, "I'm gonna beat Hikaru Ishida's ass again because I want to be the best, and I actually already am the best." And I'm like, you know what? Good for you. Nice. I can't wait. I hope it's gonna be. I hope it's good. I mean, it probably will be considering the two people that are in it. So
Mhm.
we are getting Shida D before next week.
I believe so. And then also there is the Britt Baker got her weekly 5 second spot.
You're right.
Was that during this break or was that later on?
I think it was
Here
the
I'm
next
checking.
break because she talks to
Uh,
Ruby Soho.
um, let's see. Yeah, that's after the next match, so we'll talk about that.
Okay, so the next match is Malachi Black and Brian Pillman Jr.
PB and J,
PB&J. Good old Beeps.
Beeps and Jeff,
Beeps and Jiff. I love my boys.
and and their little
Sorry, I love one
sister.
more than the other. What?
Beeps and Jeff and their little sister.
Beeps, Jiff, and their little sister.
Uh,
Malachi just has the coolest entrance. It's
he really
so
does.
cool. But also,
I
like, it makes me giggle sometimes when I see it because, like the lights go on and he's sitting there all broodingly on the
with his
stage, and then the lights go down,
performance on.
and then when they come on in a few seconds, like he's standing on the turnbuckle, I'm like, how fast did he had to waddle his little ass down there and
Yeah,
up? Like, how did he get there that
honestly.
fast? Like him just being like, I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go, I know, I know, I know. Like he's just like running. That just
Hmm.
is very funny, especially with like a big like elk mask on. I think it's an elk. It's
Uh-huh.
like it's some sort of
Something
like
like
deer.
that.
Uh
Yeah, I'm very excited about like the House of Black stuff and how they're like making that more of a thing. I feel like the Dark Order was originally going to be super culty, and then they just like were too funny and had to turn face. And I feel like the House of Black could be the whole like ooh dark, spooky, ominous like secret society group that the
yeah,
Dark Order was originally slated to be. And I think like a storyline like that could be really fun.
it could. And like I the match itself with him and with Malachi and Beeps, it was like okay. I think it was pretty short and
There was the moment when Beeps like tries to jump off of the ropes and just fucking eats shit.
that was so funny. That was so funny for no reason. And the best part is that everyone online cannot tell if that was on an accident or on purpose.
Yeah,
Like
I
no one
love it
can
so much.
tell if
Like,
Beeps fell off the rope on purpose or not cuz
was
he
that a
absolutely
comedy
just
bit or was
he absolutely eats shit and then he stands up and
uh-huh.
Malachi's like, "All right, I'm a black mass you." Or I don't know what it's called now. It's always been the black mass to me. Just spin kicks him and he falls and dies. And then
Uh-huh.
Julia's like, "No, my brother is dead." And she's got Julia Hart has an eye patch now because she got spit at. So she is now a bastard pirate along with Pac. And also, where was Pac? I miss him.
I okay, I want to see Pac and Julia become friends. I
I
would love that so
I
much.
love Riverdale. Can we have Pac as Jughead Jones and then Julia Hart as Betty, and he's like, I'm weird, or he said it's in his big thick Geordie accent, so he's like, I'm weird, I'm a fucking weirdo. You ever see me without this fucking eye patch? That's weird. That's weird. Your eye, mate, is weird. Are you taking the piss, Julia?
What are
Please?
you trying to achieve
What are
here?
you fucking trying to achieve here?
I love Pac. I miss him
He's
so
a
much. I want
weird.
him back.
I'm a bastard.
I
This is-
I
uh,
miss Pac so much. I miss my big hulky British boy.
except he's so tiny. He's
He
like,
looks like a gnome. He looks like a gnome, but also he's fucking jacked.
he's so adorable. He's also evil, and I think that's great.
With
But
his little accent. And his boyfriend Phoenix, who we will talk about in a moment.
his boyfriend Phoenix and his best friend Penta, and then that guy that they found at Dave and Buster's, Alex Abriantes. That guy that they
I
found at Dave and Buster's.
I love Alex. His whole thing is just so funny. Like
That
there's
was
the
what was so funny is that directly after this, after Malachi dog walks Brian Pillman the whole match, and then he beats his ass and he wins, and then like oh no, the Beeps is hurt. Julia's like, stop being hurt. Boy with a mullet who
yeah,
tied it back, and now he looks like fucking Thomas Jefferson, founding father looking ass.
PB&J is just not doing good.
Oh my god, it was so he Malachi is just like, I think the lights go down and everyone's like, oh, is Brody King finally gonna debut? Or like, oh shit, is something happening? I personally was like, Pac's coming, Pac's, here comes Pac! Pac is bad boy! And he did not. But the lights come back up, and then the Lucha Bros and Alex are standing on the stage, and they're ready to come down, they're ready to fight, and I'm like, what does Alex think he's gonna do?
Yeah,
What is he
exactly.
gonna do?
And like the Lucha Bros have their whole their masks and their gear, and it's all like it's all like flashy and everything. And then Alex always rolls up in some jeans and a t-shirt.
He rolls up in a jeans, t-shirt, jacket, and Michael Jackson gloves, and he's like,
Yeah,
I'm ready to call out your mother. Word to your mother. And then they all fall over and die. Your mama. And I think that that's the funny, like, I don't know what he thought he was gonna do in this, like, gang fight, but, like, I want to know.
he's
I want to see Alex do something.
he's ready to go. At least I can commend that.
He's got the fighting spirit, heart of a champion.
He
This
has
one.
a can-do attitude, and that's all you need.
It's really he's like it's funny. And then I think the lights go off again, and then they come back up, and like there's some fucking like Riverdale magic happens where like Malachi Black and the Lucha Bros like switch places, like now they're like
And
standing on the
they're
ramp
both
like this,
just fucking booking it across the ramp while the lights are out.
and it's just, that was probably so funny. Oh my god, I wish I could have seen that. Just Penta like breaking ass going down the ramp. That had to have been funny. That had to have been hilarious. I love the idea of like people running so fast and then the lights coming back up and they're like, I'm here. It's magic. I am not out of breath after sprinting, hauling ass. Um, the Beeps match was like fine. It really was just like your prototypical like Malachi Black match. I'm just saying this.
Nothing to write
I
home
prefer
about.
the Griff Garrison match, but that's just because I love Grifford Garrison. That's just
Grifford
me.
Jiff Garrison.
I love Grifford the dog Garrison. Also, why wasn't he there? Like, Beeps got his ass kicked, and Jiff was just like, ah, I'm busy. I'm hanging out with the vlog crew, sorry. Hope you're okay, bestie. Which is actually funny because also in Sammy Vlog canon, Griff hates Brian. He hates him. Like, one of my favorite things is I think it was right before All Out, they had the like AEW versus PWTs baseball match at Minute Maid Park. Is it Minute Maid Park? What the fuck is the White Soxes and Cubs? No one cares. Only I care. I'm in my baseball era. like they're filming it and they're like I think Alan is holding the camera and he's like holding it up to Griff and Griff's like fucking 6 foot tall and like Alan is like 5'3", so he's like this.
Just a little dude.
He's just a little guy. He's just a little cute guy, and he's like, Griff's like, yeah, I think we're gonna win. We got a good team, except for number 41. He fucking sucks. That's Brian Pillman, by the way. Brian Pillman Jr. He's number 41. He fucking sucks. And like, I love that.
I think I actually have watched that.
It's so funny. He's like, number 41 sucks. That's Brian Pillman, by the way. Like, it's just canonical that Griff hates Brian for no
You do
reason
have a
other
better
than
mullet
like
than Brian.
other than like he's annoying. Like there's another one where I think it's like they're all standing in a boiler room and it's like Fuego, Alan, and Brian, and Alan's like, "Did you just look at my boyfriend's ass? What the fuck, Brian? Get out!" I don't know what. Like,
Um,
this is a funny running joke.
is Brian the one who has the cancel culture shirt?
Yeah, he's that asshole.
It's a choice. You have a better mullet than him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't tie my mullet back to look like George Washington, so like, that's just on me.
Who's really winning? I mean, Malachi is winning.
Malachi is actually winning, but like, I think if I had a mullet for mullet match at Revolution with Brian Pillman Jr., I think this is my call out post. I would win. I would win.
The next generation of the exploding barbed wire match is you having a mullet fight with PB and J.
Except it's not a hair for hair match because those are fucking stupid. I don't like them. Still mad that they cut Jack Evans' hair. Can't believe they did that.
Was that the one with Orange Cassidy?
Yes.
And he's like, if you lose, they'll cut your hair. What are you gonna do? And he's like, well, I guess I'll not lose then.
I guess I won't lose. Which, that's hilarious. And I think he had another one with I think it was the lumberjack match that he had with sorry, this is off topic, with Matt Hardy and
Is that when Chris Statlander looked like a hot lesbian?
yes. And then Mark Henry was like, I know, right? And then Mark Henry was like, Orange, what do you think about this? And he's like, I have no idea what's going on. I don't know where I am. I don't know what is this match? I don't know what's happening.
I love it.
I don't
love
understand.
It so much.
He's got that kind of deadpan humor that I'm like, he truly broke into the mainstream at the right time because like that's the kind of humor that's kind of like popular on the internet, is just like no brain, tired,
No, that's head
does not
empty.
care. Exactly. Oh yeah, the Britt Baker thing is next. So
Oh yeah.
I believe it's Tony Schiavone. It's Tony Schiavone talking to Ruby Soho after Ruby lost the TBS match. And she's all like I lost, but you know what? That's not going to stop me because like I am going to get like championship gold. And we're like, go Ruby. And then Britt comes up and she's with Jamie Hayter and Rebel, not Reba. And I don't remember what Britt says, but Britt's usually just doing like her normal thing. And then Ruby's like, okay. And then Britt beats Ruby up, and then Rio comes literally flying in from off of screen to beat Britt's ass. And and it was so funny. Like, the funniest part was like all this is happening, and Tony Schiavone is just like, I'm gonna go. Like, he literally just like left. And I was sitting there on my couch and I was like dying laughing because I was like, I like to imagine that Tony's just like, hey, I'm impartial, but get her ass, Britt! Beat her ass! That's my best friend!
I just got a notification from Twitch saying that the Chugs is live.
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing here when you could go watch Chugs?
The Chugs is Adam Cole, for those who are uninformed.
Chugs McMuffin!
Also, I find it so funny that Tony hates Adam Cole because, like, he's best friends with Britt.
Because Adam Cole is convinced that like Tony Schiavone is stealing Britt from him, and he's just like, no. So he just dogs on Adam anytime he sees him. He like literally him muttering into the mic during that one Adam Cole match where he said, "You should wash your fucking hair," was
Yeah.
the funniest thing I've ever heard. He was like, "Wash your hair."
Yeah, he's just constantly fucking dunking on Adam Big Bro.
He's literally like, "This short king ain't shit."
That's your best friend's boyfriend.
I know. Yes, Daisy, he actually did say that. He said something on the along the lines of Adam should wash his fucking hair. Adam should wash his damn hair.
I mean, it's true, his hair always looks like it's greasy.
Because you have to put the water in it to stay cool during the match. But like when it's dry, it looks cute.
It's so fluffy.
That's the magic of men with long hair. They can either look like a sewer rat or just like a little Disney princess.
Yeah, like if you see like Pac out of his like match look, where like he just like has his hair tied back and he has like little glasses on, it's just like
He just looks like a little British guy. He's just
yeah,
a little
he's just
guy,
an old dude.
and it's his birthday.
He really is. He's a little birthday boy.
You wouldn't hit a little birthday boy. I'm just a little guy. You wouldn't hit a little guy on his birthday, would you?
That's legitimately that's like Marco Stunt's whole thing. He's just a little guy. He's a little birthday boy.
Speaking of, we are now at the main event, which is the AEW World Tag Team title match with the Lucha Bros going up against Jurassic Express. Oh, what? Did I miss
During the talkie bit, they announced that on Rampage there would be a tag match with Riho and Ruby Soho against Britt and I believe Jamie Hayter.
Mhm.
And
Also,
I am
we're getting
very
a hook
excited
match.
for that. Yeah,
That's what I'm
really,
forgetting!
if you're a true hooker.
That's what I'm forgetting. Hook is having a match against Aaron Solo, and Aaron Solo and QT Marshall had a promo where Aaron Solo looked directly in the camera and said, "Stretch me if you can." He said that!
He said that out loud with his whole chest on national television.
Literally, that can now go into, like, the small encyclopedia that is building. That is, like, Aaron Solo saying, "Stretch me if you can." Jungle Boy saying, "Isaiah Cassidy, you're gonna pound my ass on Christmas night." And then back in the Fed, Bryan Danielson was talking to the Street Profits and Kevin Owens. He's like, "Oh, I'm up with the smoke! Fist me, boys!" And he's asking for a fist bump, but he screams "Fist me, boys" so loud that Kevin Owens chokes on his water and spits it on the ground. It's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. It's so fun. Fist me, boys! You think you're gonna pound my ass on Christmas night? It's my favorite thing. Anyways, so that was like a little side tangent. We actually are on the main event now, the world title match. And to every Christian Cage fan out there, please understand that I love Christian Cage with all of my heart. Christian, you will never be Marco Stunt. You will never be Marco. You will never. This is Jurassic Express. Those three, and then you. Okay. Like, what's that thing from Shark Tale where it's like there's sharks, there's whale poop, and then there's you. A single cell amoeba. It's like that. Again, I love Christian Cage. I love him. He is zaddy.
But he will never be Marco Stunt.
But he will never be Marco Stunt. Where is Marco? I
our
can't
little
believe
guy
Marco
back.
was not
Give
there
us
for
our little
this.
boy back.
I miss him so dearly. He's literally gone radio silent on all of his socials. I'm like, where are you? Are you okay? I miss you.
Is he dead?
I mean, he might have gotten the part. Because I know he tried out for The Voice, and they actually kind of were like, "Yo, you want to do a callback?" So like maybe they're making him like stay off of social media like while that happens or whatever. Either way, I just want Marco Stunt content, please.
He's just a little guy.
He's just a little dude. I'm sorry I keep coughing. I'm dying. So we have this tag title match. And despite the fact
It's real.
despite the fact that the Lucha Bros were literally just out there to save to fight Malachi Black, they literally went back to the back again,
And
waited for
then came out again with their entrance.
yeah, waited for Jurassic Express to come out to fucking Baltimore, and then they came out to their a banger song, by the way. Cero Miedo is so good.
I got pulled over while listening to that song once, so I can't listen to it while I'm driving anymore, which is very disappointing.
Oh, is it your speeding song?
See, I wasn't even speeding. I had my brights on because I'd driven back from Kansas City the previous night, and I forgot to turn my brights off.
You got pulled over for having your brights on? Did you get in trouble?
I got a warning. Eh.
Oh, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, it was bullshit. It was like the middle of the night too. There was nobody else around.
And they were like, "Yo, turn your brights off." And I'm like, "We're outside? It's dark out?"
Yeah, it also there are parts of Lawrence where it gets really dark because like I live in a cheap apartment that's like near a rich neighborhood. So I have to drive past the rich neighborhood and they keep it super dark in there. So like I
They
can't
do.
see shit. I
It
can't
is
see
very
shit
dark.
with these horns in front of my car.
Say a prayer for me. I can't see shit with the horns in front of my car. God bless y'all and drive home safe. Something like that. Why do I know that? That's such a random thing to have memorized.
I mean, to be fair, I'm the one who brought it up. Um,
I also love that. It's great.
Also, I love how we just totally stopped talking about this and started talking about how I got pulled over that one time.
I mean, I get you. I honestly thought it was because you were speeding because like I have speeding songs too, and I hate the fact that my current speeding song is Ghost Town Triumph. I go like
Ghost Town Hoedown.
yes. I go I don't go so fast, but I do speed up a little bit and then I have to do the fucking thing because I am a dipshit loser who should be
Yeah,
beat up.
like how when you listen to Adam Cole's theme song, you have to do that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do the thing. Uh what are
The
other
one
songs?
time I have gotten pulled over for speeding, I was listening to "Toxic" by Britney Spears. Uh,
That's good.
so I can't listen to that song while driving anymore either, which is a shame.
That is a shame actually. Like Britney Spears is great.
She really is. I love her. It was in the middle of nowhere in Illinois, and I was going like 7 miles over, and I got pulled over for it. It was bullshit. Anyway,
Wow.
thing.
So this title match was actually very good. And the biggest talking point, which we'll just talk about now, was towards the end of the match, there was a spot where Luchasaurus picks up Rey Fenix and he kind of like choke slams him through a table. And this is one of those genuine like freak accidents that like you cannot account for. It was just like
Or
a bad, it was a wrong move, wrong time. Like both wrestlers got hurt during this, but Ray more specifically, like his arm turned to jello. And as
yeah, it was really rough to watch.
it was, I actually didn't notice it at first. I had no idea until I saw on Twitter that everyone was like, "Oh my god, Ray's arm, is he okay?" And then people were like, "Why is Ray screaming? He's screaming." And I'm like, "What happened?" And then for some fucking reason, AEW decided to post that clip online, and I went and I looked at it and I was like, "Oh, his arm bent the other way."
Yeah, elbows are not
Oh,
supposed to look like that. Um,
no.
they announced today that it wasn't actually broken. It was just like a really bad dislocation, so it'll take a couple weeks to heal, but no more than that.
Mhm.
Uh, which is good. It could have been so much worse. Like they so during like it was already like most likely planned that Jurassic Express was going to win.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
they had to cut the match short, like skip to the finale
Let's get
because
to the good part. Ah, just
yeah,
kidding. I don't
well,
listen to AJR. Not saying AJR is
well,
bad.
I am. Just kidding. I'm sorry, Ruby. I'm sorry, Ruby.
AJR worse. AJR worse than Bozzy? Confirmed? Fightful. Get that fucking title up right now. Fightful, hire me.
but Yeah, they had to like cut to the ending of the match because they had to get Ray to the fucking hospital. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it was bad.
Like, that's why I say, like, TBS era kinda cursed. Like
Yeah,
like, Ray got
yeah,
hurt, Jake Atlas is hurt, these things, and it's like, it's such a shame too because it was a good match. Like
yeah,
Jurassic Express and Lucha Brothers, whenever they wrestle, it's always gonna be good. And,
yeah.
like,
I mean,
Ray
I
Phoenix has a
love both
special kinda
teams.
chemistry with Jungle Boy. He's got a special it's not quite Ray Phoenix and Nick Jackson levels of chemistry, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, they both are like they're very acrobatic. They can do like the high flying spots. They're like very kind of like nimble. And it works really well together, especially with like Luchasaurus and Penta because they're both kind of like hulkier, like big guys. So you have like you have two good matchups there.
Mhm. And then there's I do remember this one part where, like, Alex is, like, pulling out the table and, like, setting it up and being like, "Come throw him through it," and Ray's like, "No, what are you doing?" And then Christian Cage comes over and is like, "You you wanna?" And Alex is like, "Bye!" And he literally, like, runs to the
Yeah,
back.
'cause what is Alex gonna do?
Alex is like, "I
Alex
cannot take
really
on this, like, 40-year-old Canadian, I will die." And then Christian Cage is like, "Nope, you're gonna come get this ass whooping, come here." And they both run out for a
he
few
really
minutes.
is the random guy they met at a Dave and Buster's.
He listen, when Alex Abrijantes goes to Dave and Buster's, he plays the game where it's like it's the spider and, like, you have to hit the buttons really fast. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I have no clue. I've been to Dave and Buster's once in my life.
It's like there's this spider web and there's these buttons and it's like a how fast can you press all the buttons?
The one time I went
And
to
there's like a woman queen spider on the front and a lot of people are like this was my awakening. And I'm like a
the
spider?
one time I went to a Dave and Buster's, I played a lot of air hockey because the DDR machines were broken.
That sucked. We should play DDR sometime.
We really should.
I know this game. I know exactly what this is. Thank you, Colin, for knowing what I'm talking about.
No clue. If y'all could send me a picture of this the like spider lady, I might recognize it, but I live under a rock, y'all.
Not to be off topic, but what other games are at Dave and Buster's? I really like the racing games. Like they have this one Mario Kart one where you can play as like Pac-Man. I really like that one. I'm just good at
Um,
racing games.
I know. I went to Dave and Buster's once. It was on a field trip, and it was just like loud and bright, so I got really overwhelmed.
I get that. I get that completely. Do you think you
Um,
would be willing to go to a Dave and Buster's now? Maybe not now, considering
I
everything is
mean,
dying, but
yeah, I'd be
sometime.
down for that. Let's hope they have the DDR machines back.
Absolute.
I'll be
Okay.
really bad at it, but I'll play you in DDR.
We'll bring Ruby with us because Ruby is actually good at DVR.
Ruby is the
DDR
DDR
Mario Mix, right? You like
DDR
Mario Mix,
master.
right? I'm gonna wait for her to reply on the Mario Mix DDR. Uh, there was a title match we were talking about. uh, so all the best wishes to Ray Phoenix on the injury. Praying for a speedy recovery. Uh, we're gonna hope that he does well. Uh, other than that, like I can't remember any like super specific spots other than Alex getting out the table and Christian being like, "Stop." Uh, yeah,
Yeah,
the
like
main what?
I forgot a lot of the stuff in the match because I was so focused on the injury.
That's I think that that's gonna be like the thing that defines this match, and not even the spoiler. Jurassic Express are the new AEW Tag Team Champions. Jungle Boy got the win by pinning Penta in like a roll up after he escaped. I think he escaped. I don't think that it was Fear Factor. It's some other move that I can't remember the name. I feel like it has numbers in it, but I can't remember. Um, he escaped that, did the roll up, and like honestly, they hit the 1, 2, 3. I was shocked. I was on call with Daisy. I've never heard her scream so loud in my life. It was shocking, but it was great. I was very happy. Um, but I think that is the thing that with this title match and this title change in particular, like forever, I think that the Jurassic Express win and from here on out, honestly, their title reign is kind of going to be like murked and overshadowed by the way that they won the titles and the match that they won it in because of this injury and because
Yeah.
of the circumstances, which is very upsetting. But also, it's
Wrestling
like that's just how it goes.
wrestling fans on the internet are terrible. So the next time I see somebody blaming Luchasaurus for the injury, I am going to fight.
That's a good plan. I like that plan.
Hmm.
But
He's a dinosaur with a master's degree, and I will not take any slander. Shit happens.
and and again, it's genuinely like and I think in the post that Ray Phoenix made today, like himself, he's like, "Hey, you guys, I'm doing okay. There's no broken bones or anything. This is no one's fault. This was an accident." And it genuinely is just like a freak accident that just
Yeah,
you could not have seen coming. Sometimes things go wrong because that is just the nature of life.
yeah, and like human bodies.
Right. But I think it was a very like Jurassic Express getting to celebrate with Christian Cage. Like he brings the titles in and he hands them to both of them. He gives them both kisses on the forehead and Jungle Boy does this really sweet thing where like he gets his title, he kisses it and then he looks up to the sky because like for his dad and like I was thinking about that. I was like it really sucks that like his dad didn't get to see this happen for him, but like I believe Jack Perry's sister and mother were there, and they're, like, at ringside, and they're, like, just so
Yeah, they were
happy.
like they panned to them in the crowd a few times.
Which is very nice. I'm glad that they got to have, like, that family moment. And then we close out the show, with all of the heel tag teams coming out and, like, standing on the ramp and staring at the new tag champs like, "Oh, we want a piece. We want a piece ski." And then, like, everyone's, like, mugging and being super serious, and then there's just Austin Gunn, who is, like, shaking ass to Tarzan Boy, which
He
I found
is indeed
hilarious.
one of the ass boys.
He's so goddamn funny for no
Billy
reason
ass and the ass
either.
boys.
I believe it on a separate episode of Ethan's vlog, he's talking to Austin Gunn and he's basically like, "I love that you got hired and your whole job is annoying the shit out of your dad." Like you got hired to annoy the shit out of your dad and that's it. And he's like, "Yeah,
Honestly,
it's a
living the
great
dream.
life." So
Yeah,
that's kind of
we,
what
we love Billy ass and the ass boys.
Billy Ass and the Ass Boys, best friends of Danhausen. I think I
Anyway,
saw I think huh?
anyway, love that Danhausen. That's the conclusion for this episode. No,
This
carry
episode
on.
love that Danhausen. Love him. Um I think this was a pretty good episode of Dynamite. I think it was a good episode for the first one of 2022, the first one on TBS. Apparently it did
There,
over 1 million viewers, which is great.
there were 3 title matches. They were
Yeah.
all pretty good.
Mhm.
Nobody's perfect and all that, but they were pretty good.
Like I enjoyed it. And a lot of people because I feel like this does have to be brought up and I think you mentioned it earlier that a lot of people are like, "Oh, they they changed the ending like Jurassic Express weren't supposed to win like Lucha Bros were supposed to retain." And I can see where that like line of thinking comes from. Like they switched it like at the last minute because they're like, "Oh shit, Ray's hurt, he can't be a champion like with a broken arm,"
Mhm.
because at that time we all genuinely thought his arm was broken. uh but It
They
doesn't
already
make
had their music
sense.
queued up. They already had their graphic queued up. They already had the other tag teams like waiting to come out to the ramp.
They had Jungle Boy's family there. Like, it kind of is like this was planned from the beginning, but they had to like skip like the last like minute and a half of the match and go straight to
Yeah.
the end, you know? Like that's kind of how that reads.
Yeah,
But
like usually when they bring out a table, it means that they're also gonna bring out, some other shit. And they just had to like skip over that.
uh-huh. Um yeah, that's kind of it. I don't What was
Yeah,
your
that was the
favorite
end of the episode.
It was the end of the episode. What was your favorite match?
Hmm. I I think it's a toss up between the Hangman match and the Jaden Ruby match.
Yeah?
Just because like yeah, I I'm probably gonna go with the Hangman match just because that's my guy. But like I did really like the Jaden Ruby match. And I feel like they had some pretty good chemistry.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm. I feel like out of the ones that I enjoyed the most, upsettingly and most obviously, I think my favorite was probably the Bryan Danielson match. But also, like, I think everything else on this card was entertaining to a level as well, you know? Like,
Yeah,
it was a.
it was a good lineup. I mean, I'm not gonna talk about bias because I'm wearing my goddamn Hangman shirt right now.
I'm jealous. I want that shirt. I like that shirt a lot. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm taking my oxygen right now and it's mad that I'm talking because I feel like I can't get a full breath in right now, which is not great for someone who just tested negative for COVID, you know?
Hmm.
This shit's gonna fuck with my body for the rest of my life in a way that I have no idea how it's going to. It already is because, like, fog brain comes with it, and apparently it sticks around for, like, months. So that's even greater for the way that I can't think.
Hmm.
What are you most
Yeah.
excited for next week? Or
Um,
just coming soon?
I'm really hyped about the Ruby and Riho tag match. And then also the Riho and Britt match. I love Riho so much. She is one of my favorites. I I have my action figure here. See, she's wearing the championship belt. I
Aw.
know that Shida was champion more recently than Riho, but I decided to leave the belt on Riho.
Mhm.
Um, I actually, because I got the Riho action figure and the Shida action figure, and they both came with a women's championship belt. I had to I now have two of those, and I had to decide who to put it on. Um,
So who has the
uh,
other one?
oh,
Nobody?
it's in my box of hands and teeth now.
Oh, that's right. That's cool.
I still haven't found that tooth that I lost.
That's not
Um,
great. I really hope Sasha didn't get to it.
yeah, eh, it'll be all right. Um,
It'll be fine.
yeah, I mean, what are you looking forward to? Who do you think is gonna challenge Hangman next?
That's a good question. I thought
I hope they don't wait another month to give him a match.
that would can we not do that, please? He's never main evented a Dynamite since becoming AEW World Champion. And I don't know. I just like cuz who Adam Cole is busy. CM Punk and MJF are busy. Uh I guess John
Moxley
Moxley
is
could
out.
come Moxley could come back because I think he's going to be at a GCW event soon.
Okay.
Maybe him. I know I was joking earlier, Sean Dean, but also I mean it.
Or Wardlow.
Wardlow maybe. Wardlow would be cool. Wardlow
Wardlow
his
has
big
like
tits.
his big muscle tits. Yeah. Hangman doesn't want to fight him ever again. Um, yeah, I mean Wardlow has like if you look at his win-loss record, he's up there.
He truly is.
And I mean I am all for giving Wardlow a longer match.
Me too. And I feel like this is kind of the interesting thing with Hanger's world title reign is that like I feel like I am not qualified to talk about it because of how fucking biased I am. Like I don't feel like I can talk about it because I'm just like I want him to hold the title forever and always be happy and like have all of these good matches with all of these people, you know?
Yeah, I mean, him winning the title was the kind of the conclusion to like the fucking like 3 year long storyline that's been going since AEW started. So
Yeah,
now
like the
it's kind of like,
driving force.
yeah, now it's like, what are they gonna do now? I mean, like maybe when Kenny comes back, he'll try for it again. I don't know.
And I mean,
It's
honestly, no
yeah,
matter
it's like
what they do with Adam, that's the thing that I feel like a lot of people are forgetting. No matter what they do with Adam, like it's going to be interesting because like I've seen some people who are like, "Oh, he's better when he's on the chase now that he's like champion. It's all like it's all blah, blah, blah,
hey,
blah now."
I think confidence is a good look on him.
I don't know. I feel like you can get a lot of like really interesting stuff and like this is the next chapter like the like or I guess it's like the second book, like we finished the first book, we're on to the sequel now, and this is
Yeah,
the
and
one where
like
he's like there's something on the horizon and I'm ready to tackle it with every part of me, and there's a
yeah,
lot of
for
people
a while. Sorry, what were you saying? I just totally interrupted
no
you.
idea, don't know where I was
Um,
going with it.
all right. Yeah, for a while, I had a bunch of theories about what's going to happen with like the Bucks and the Super Click when Kenny comes back, and how that will inevitably end in a Kenny face turn because that's my boy. Um, and like now that they have I still want to call them Undisputed Era.
I mean,
Even though like yeah,
just
now
call
that
him that,
yeah, now that they have like the drama with that and with like Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly versus the Bucks and all that stuff, I kind of don't really know where they're going with the story now, and I don't really know how that's gonna tie into like Hangman's story because the Bucks and their main conflict is like kind of moving away from the whole like Kenny Hangman thing. So I just don't know what's gonna happen anymore. I don't really have any like solid like predictions that I'm confident
mhm.
in.
Not I don't have any
Although
that I'm really confident in either. Like maybe Miro, have him be like, "You are a sinner and I am beefing with God. So to prove that I am stronger than God, I'm going to defeat you."
yeah, the sexy alcoholic cowboy, perfect target for God's wrath.
Get him. Um hmm. I just don't know. I don't know. Cuz I feel like I have an idea of who eventually will end up taking the title off of him, it being MJF. Oh, oh no, he's busy. Fuck you, Chris Jericho. I was gonna say Eddie Kingston. Damn it! I just got so disappointed. I was like, it could have been. We could have had Eddie. That would have been great. Um,
I will say we
some people are
are.
saying Cody. Some people are saying Cody is gonna beat Adam for the title, and he's gonna like
I
go
feel like
evil that way.
if Cody takes Adam for the title, first he has to lose the TNT Championship.
That is true, but also it'd be kind of funny.
It would.
We'd
It really
we'd all
would.
hate it, but it'd be so funny.
That would be fucking hilarious. I was gonna say we're coming up on 2 hours, so
I mean, yeah, we are coming up on 2 hours, but, like, I also
yeah,
just
I
like
don't
sitting
know
here.
if yeah, I don't know if you have like a time that this is supposed to run.
Oh,
This
no,
is
there's not, like,
also
a hard time. I've had this go, like, 3 hours before, you know? It just kinda depends on how much we talk. Like, we finished the episode. We could stop whenever we want. Now I'm just talking to you in front of the internet.
this this tea is really cold.
It's really cold? That sucks. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. My burger is probably
gonna
cold as well.
gonna chug it down.
chug, 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 chugs, chugs. Hmm.
I hate cold tea. Disgusting. How many people are still watching this?
5.
Actually, actually, a decent amount, which is
Um,
surprising.
uh,
6. Wait,
6.
no, 5.
It's fine. Anyone in chat, if you'd like to like chime in, like ask a question or just like tell us what your thoughts on the episode were, if you watched it, if you didn't watch it, I don't know. Tell me what your favorite Jesus Christ.
Wow, Colin, you didn't watch it.
I
Maybe
should.
Colin will be the next recap guest.
Oh, and I'm just gonna scream at Colin for 2 hours. That'll go great.
Oh yes. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes.
Shut up.
Yeah, he calms down. Colin, we'll see you next week.
Let's okay, we'll see. Okay. You asked for it. My voice just went up because I'm nervous. Shut up.
We all know what's going on. We
I
all
have
know what's going
nothing else to live for. Oh my god, that's bleak. I'm still stuck on who should face Adam next. I really can't, like. Let me turn
on.
around
Yeah,
and look at my
honestly,
fucking dolls.
I feel like they kind of don't really know because again, like it's the end of a storyline, it's the end of an arc, and maybe that's why they waited so long to have him face Danielson so that they could like fill up some time with like the Dark Order versus Brian Danielson, so they could like kind of take a while to think about what they're gonna do with this. Um, like because genuinely, like, I have no idea.
He could start facing actual members of the Dark Order for the title.
Yeah,
Just saying. He could do that.
yeah. I mean, I see they already did the whole like Hangman is beefing with the Dark Order arc, so I kind of feel like
That's
doing that
true.
again would be like maybe with the House of Black stuff they'll like have like Dark Order versus House of Black. That could be fun,
That could be
and then it could
interesting.
like culminate in like Hangman versus Malachi.
Oh, Hangman would have to lose. Malachi turns back the clock with one heel kick and turns Adam into an alcoholic again.
Oh,
With evil magic.
that would be, I mean, talk about plot hooks.
I
If they
mean,
want to set up a long running arc.
although I feel like while I myself would be very happy with that because I love dumb magic shit and I also love a good like depressing, heart-wrenching existential story, at the same time it kind of doesn't really make sense cuz it's like he already did this. He did this once. He doesn't need to do it again.
Yeah, yeah, like yeah, see, you get into the problem of like because this story has been running for so long, like he's had conflict with the Dark Order, he's had conflict with the Bucks and with the Elite and like all that, and it's kind of like where do you take it without rehashing old drama or like rehashing old plot lines and trying to
I do believe though that whatever they do it will be interesting because like how can you not be interested in a guy who's literally like just a guy? He's just a
yeah,
dude who like
he's a sad cowboy.
ROH Hangman Part 2. Can he bring back the rope, please? Can he bring back the noose?
Yes, and the trunks and the like little short trunks.
I do like his like his hoedown trunks with the
It says Hangman on the ass and glitter.
yeah, but also I've gotten attached to the tights, like the thighs. I
He,
don't know.
he does have some good tights, but like, give us the trunks and the rope,
Maybe he can be like CM Punk, where it's like, are we going CM Trunks or are we going Long Boys? Which one's it gonna be?
or the weird little basketball shorts that he wore at Full Gear.
He did have weird basketball trunks once. That's true. Well, I guess they were more like MMA shorts, but like basketball trunks is funnier.
Uh-huh. Like how Hook wears he wears some basketball shorts. He looks like he just rolled out of bed. His hair's all messed up. He just like just shows up and gets down.
Yeah. See, now I'm just sitting here like I'm mad because now my brain is stuck on this question and it does not want to stop thinking about it and it's going to think about this for the next 3 hours. That's upsetting. I knocked over my Funko Pop of Max from fucking Foster's home and it just made a mess. That's great. That's so great for me.
Here, I have no memory, so I'm literally just gonna look at the fucking AEW roster to see if anything like stands
Jumps
out
out
as
at you. Who do
yeah
you
as
think
someone who he should fight.
I guess in kind of like conjunction with that, like who should face like Jurassic Express first? Who should face Jade? Those kind of things.
Um, I mean, I think you said that your prediction for like some of the women's stuff is that Riho is going to lose to Britt, and then Ruby is going to fight Britt next, and like take the championship from her.
Not take the
Uh,
championship because I do think that the person who's going to defeat Britt for the world title eventually is going to be Thunder Rosa.
uh-huh. That makes
So I guess
sense.
they're just going to pit stop at Ruby again. I'm sorry to your
Yeah.
fave.
Um. Hmm. Yeah, there are a lot of people who are kind of like in the whole like Riho Britt storyline. So which makes you wonder like who's gonna go for the TBS title next.
Maybe Anna
Uh,
Jay.
I would love TBS champion Anna Jay, um, or Ty Conti, or Penelope Ford or the Bunny, because the four of them are like really kind of like standing out right now.
Oh, for sure. Or like
Um, how about Abaddon?
please, actually, I love Abaddon.
Honestly, put put Abaddon on TV. I need it.
They are so cool.
Yeah. Um. Oh, I would love to see Chris Statlander as TBS champ.
Chris Stott
Like
would do a good job. Layla
she and
Hirsch would do
Layla
a good
Hirsch,
job.
Chris and Layla kind of have like a thing, like a
Like, they're kind of
storyline go.
beefing right now, right?
Yeah.
Except they're
So
beefing on Dark,
maybe
so no one would know.
yeah, but they did recap that like the dark match that they had on Dynamite this week,
They did, you're
which makes
right.
me think maybe they're gonna move that over to the
Like a
TV slot.
Rampage, maybe.
Yeah, and like
Diamante would be a good person to challenge for the TBS title, I think.
I'd like to see more of Red Velvet. I don't know if she's quite at well, I mean, Jade Cargill defeated Red Velvet in the like bracket
Yeah,
for
like, they
TBS.
have a lot of history.
Yeah, so
Brandy
maybe if
Rhodes is
Red
gonna be
Velvet
the
came
next
back.
TBS champion. Who are we kidding ourselves? It's gonna be Brandy Rhodes.
I see. I think the problem here is that there are so many like incredibly talented women on the roster, even though there aren't that many women on the roster.
Yeah, why
So
are
like
there, like, 25 women on the AEW roster, and then the other, like, 85 are men?
yeah, like
What's
I'm
that
literally I'm just
disparity?
I'm looking at the roster right now and I'm just like literally any of these people could be the next person up for either championship or like I would like to see a match with them.
Mhm.
There are so many women that they have like on individual matches and like on Dark and stuff that they just haven't signed yet. And it's
They
like,
still haven't signed
hey,
Diamante. I don't know why.
hey, maybe stop signing like every man who comes knocking on the door and start putting some women on there.
Yeah. Like, Nyla Rose is always
Hmm.
there, always ready.
That said, I'm looking at the men's roster right now. I love that Brody Lee Jr. is included on the men's roster,
Yeah.
like on the website. Um, and a lot of these people actually have had stuff lately. I mean, there are still a lot of them who haven't, but like
Ethan Page,
if you
Adam
just
Page, tightest tits in the game match.
let's go.
That's also
Yeah,
one of
like
my
a lot
favorite
of
things
these
on the Ethan Page vlog is that he refers to Adam as his cousin.
nice. Yeah, like okay, there are a lot of people who have or there are multiple people who have the last name Page and a lot of the people who have the last name Cage. And that really confused me for a while.
It is wonderfully confusing. It's very funny. I've been talking so much, I feel like I'm running out of air. I'm having trouble breathing.
Oh yeah, my throat hurts.
This is not good.
I mean, I got bad lungs. So.
Me too. Mm.
How about Joey Janela?
But we have not seen Joey in a while. Where is Joey? Oh, that's not true. The last time we saw him was him beating Sunny Kiss for no reason. That's right.
Yeah,
Uh,
Joey has been relegated to dark.
poor Joey. Um. Ooh, Will Hobbs. Can I have Will Hobbs and Adam Page, please?
I would
Or
love
anyone
that.
from Team Taz?
Yeah, like
Although he
Team
technically did
Taz and
beef with Team Taz like last year, but then again, in that he was kind of just mostly mad at Brian Cage. But just let's run with like, oh my god, Adam Page and Hook. Send
yeah,
Hook! Send Hook! That's
retweet
how
this
you
if
make
you're
people
real
boo Adam
hooker.
Page. You put him against Hook.
Everybody loves Hook.
Everybody
I
loves
mean,
Hook.
okay, actually, there were a surprising number of people in the crowd on Dynamite who were booing Adam or have like signs for Brian, and it's like I have never seen this before.
This is unnatural. This makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's like that's the boy. That's the boy.
Like, he is literally the main, he is so much the main protagonist. Like, he is such the main character that when he came back in that ladder match for the casino ladder match, he got people to boo John Moxley. That's no easy feat. You can't
Yeah,
make people just boo John Moxley, and people he was having people cheer for Adam and boo John. Like, that's a lot.
yeah. He is the main character of wrestling.
Oh my god, that's it. He's gonna face Frankie Kazarian, who thinks he's the main protagonist. That's how we get back. Elite Hunter. Someone get the Elite Hunter! And that's perfect. And that's perfect because Christopher Daniels showed up on BTE the other day.
hmm
I'm thinking. I'm thinking outside the box right now.
You're thinking outside the bun.
I am. Man, for
It's
a
blanket
roster so
time.
bloated, how come I can't, like, piece shit together helpfully? Uh,
Honestly, like I couldn't think of anybody, so I pulled up the roster and I still can't think of anybody.
can we let Sky contend for the world title again? The last time he did that was literally like in 2019 against Chris Jericho. And I'm like, how come it's been so long? Just, we'll do it again. I don't know.
When I would like to see Hangman versus Pac.
Again. Okay, that has history. That has so much history, actually. Can we please? Because, like, in that first, like, few months of, like, Adam keeps losing all these matches while his other elite friends are all winning and it's giving him, like, imposter syndrome of being there. One of his big losses was Pac at Full Gear. And I believe he also lost to Pac on the very first Dynamite ever.
Nice.
And I'm like, let's run it back, please. Oh my god. Please. I would live for that.
Yeah, I think that would be fun, and I mean, I think Pac as world champion would be really funny.
Not only funny, he'd be so good with it. Because an uncontroversial opinion, absolutely the correct opinion. Pac has never had a bad match. Not one.
Not one,
All of them are bangers.
nary a one.
He could Adam Page could fight Orange Cassidy. Not that at this point Orange deserves any sort of title shot after losing every single one he's gotten ever.
I mean, honestly, I want the Jansport back. I want the title in the backpack. I would like to see it. Especially because like he always did that when he had indie titles, and the AEW title is just so much physically
It
bigger.
would not
So
fit, and it'd just be
it
like
would
hanging out of the side.
yeah, like one of the like straps is just hanging out of the backpack. Yeah, I would love that.
Maybe Orange will be the one to take the TNT title off of Cody, because he fucked it
Hmm.
up the first 2 times, and he's like, third time's charm.
Yeah,
I'm
or
coming to
like
get you later this year. So I don't know.
I would like to see the best friends against Jurassic Express.
That would be
Um,
a fun match.
because they're both like kind of comedy acts. And I love it when the comedy acts get matched with the comedy acts.
And like they're like I think they're canonically like storyline friends because like best friends and friends and like they help each other and they've had like 10 mans together and stuff and like they're cool. Um although I think I hate to say it because it really hurts my feelings because I love Jurassic Express. I've really grown to love them. I feel like they're going to be transitional champions and they're going to put the tag titles on Red Dragon or back on
Honestly,
FTR.
I kind of feel that. I hate FTR. I feel like if it went to Red Dragon, that would be good for like story reasons with like Adam Cole siding with them rather than the Bucks, and then they have like
Could you
a
imagine if we got a Red Dragon Young Bucks match?
that would be
Can I
really
have
good.
that
And
right now?
I I feel like that's kind of what they're building up to because like they're like on BT they're trying to like turn Adam against Red Dragon, and like there's
Yeah.
all this drama and they feel betrayed and everything. So like yeah, they're gonna have a match for custody of Adam Cole.
I want an Adam Cole on a pole match.
Adam Cole custody battle. So,
The actual winners of the Adam Cole custody match are John Silver and Alex Reynolds. And
yes.
they get their Budge Boy.
I there's a there's like a fucking four-way tag team match for custody of Adam Cole. There's the Bucks, there's Red Dragon, there's Silver and Reynolds, there's I don't know somebody else. And it fucking it goes to
Everybody
I want
wants him.
you've really just like fucking cracked me on this one.
This
I
is the
want the
plan.
custody battle.
Please. That would be really funny. Where they're like,
I
Mom said it's my turn with the baby.
That would be really funny. I find it so hilarious that like in storyline Adam Cole hates John and Alex and by extension the Dark Order because he and Evil Uno are friends in real life and they play video games
They
together.
do. They play like Halo and stuff together, and that's really cute. I mean, when everyone's kind of like friends in real life, but when it's like specifically like those kind of things, it's like, oh, this is like
Hmm.
extra funny.
Yeah, when they have like stupid petty drama and then they're just like besties IRL.
They're like, oh, you ruined my life. No, you ruined my life. Do you want to go to an
Anyway,
escape
do you
room
wanna
later?
yeah. Do you wanna go back to the hotel and play some Fortnite? Play some Mario Tennis?
It's a fucking Mario Tennis.
Liz, do you have Mario Tennis at GameStop?
Yes, we do. We have Mario Tennis Aces
Nice.
for the fucking Nintendo Switch. It's actually a pretty hard game. Like my brother says it's not an easy game.
Nice. Um,
We're not even talking about wrestling. We're talking about Mario Tennis.
mhm. Oh, speaking of, you know who I think it'd be really funny to see signed to AEW?
Who?
Austin Creed.
I would literally cry. I want that Okay.
Bring
I'm
back
very
the
split
Kenny
on
Austin
that.
Creed rivalry.
That's one of my favorite things. I love that video from, I think it's from like a PAX or something, where they play Street Fighter together. Like it's the Elite versus the New Day. And
Yeah.
it's so funny the whole time. There's there's one where like I think like Big E has the mic or something and he's talking and then like Kenny's saying something. He's like, "Will you shut up? I'm saying something."
I love that so much. I love their rivalry. In the I think I sent you a clip from the like wrestling with the week episode that he did where they're talking about the big lady in Resident Evil.
Oh, Lady
The
Dimitrescu. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the big lady. But at the end of that like podcast like segment or whatever, one of the people is like asks Kenny like, "Are you ever going to bring back the rivalry with Austin Creed?" And he was like, I'd be down for it. Like we're like pretty open about that stuff around here. Like if WWE will let him. I mean, he keeps saying like like Vince and like they make a joke about how like Austin Creed is like using that as an excuse not to face him. Like, oh yeah, Vince is just breathing down
He
my
just,
neck.
I can't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and now I want to use Vince's breathing down my neck as an excuse whenever I want to get out of anything. Yeah, like oh I'd like to come in today, but Vince is just breathing down my neck.
And then absolutely everyone is like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Who
I
the
have
fuck is
no clue what
Vince?
you're talking about. I think we need to call it here because, like, I really
We're
can't
just
breathe
getting
right
weird.
now. No, it's
Photoshop
not that it's
Vince
getting
Mc.
weird. I can't fucking breathe. So thank you all to anyone who watched this episode of Recap. If we are back next week, that'll be a miracle. If we're not back next week, don't expect anything from anyone ever, but especially don't ever expect consistency or anything from me. Sorry.
No, you got to do it with Colin next week. If you do it with Colin, am I there too, or is it just the two of you?
I mean, you can be there if you want.
We'll
Everyone's
we'll see.
making
We'll talk
choices
about
for
it.
me. Like, I had no choice over doing this podcast. My friend Ruby was like, "You're doing it with August." And I was like, "Okay." I'm like, "I guess I do not run Liz was streaming. It's actually like a bunch of other people running it for me." I'm basically like
Yeah, I mean, your Twitch channel is so big and famous that you have to have like managers and stuff for it.
no. No. Never, never ever will this be something that is like vaguely successful. But I guess I'm gonna be back here next week to do this again. Hopefully I'll be able to talk longer and breathe more the next time.
Yeah. Here, I'll actually do the like little outro thing with you this time instead of hiding in the other side of the room.
Thank you. That would be really nice. Thank you to everyone who watched this. This is made possible by viewers like you. Thank you. And Juicy Juice. Um I used to watch a shit
ExpressVPN.
ton of PBS as a kid, so I know all of the things. Um, if you were here for 2 minutes or 2 hours, from the subs to the lurkers, like, you all really matter to me. And it's nice that, because I know that basically all of you are my friends. Like, you're just people I know. But even if I don't know you, I'm still incredibly thankful for your support, and I am very thankful for August being here on this episode with me.
I was gonna do like a bow, but I'm sitting down and it doesn't work.
It does not work. Um, this was a good chat. This was a good review. Um,
Thank you for listening to us talk about bullshit. I'm sure none of you guys care about wrestling, but we
yeah.
get a lot of entertainment out of it. So,
Oh yeah. We're just like, at this point we're monetizing bullshit.
except we're not making any money from it.
I mean, technically, according to the fact that I can get like subscriptions and stuff, I could be making money. I just haven't gotten enough to make money.
Okay, let's just go hard on promoting this and try to actually make it a thing and then never stick to an upload schedule.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea.
We're gonna get rich.
We're
We'll
gonna
get
be the
famous.
next greatest wrestling podcast among like the 80 bajillion thousand other wrestling podcasts
Oh
out
yes,
there.
I'll quit my job at Starbucks.
Don't don't ever quit your job for something stupid like this. But yes, thank you all so much for watching. I'm not gonna stand up and do it. I'm just gonna do it sitting down. So I'm gonna have to bid you all adieu, and this is gonna be good night. Mwah,
Mwah.
and good night. Bang. I think
Bang.
I said good night
It,
twice. I think I fucked that up.
goodbye, mwah,
Goodbye.
and
Mwah,
good
good night.
night.
Bang.
Bang.
Thank you, number one Kenny Omega fan in the world, for fucking fact checking me on that. Thank you.
That's my boy. That's my boy.
That is the boy. Thank you all so much for watching. Kay, love you. Bye.
Bye.